It's like you eat popcorn at a movie.
Yeah. Imagine if that popcorn had dreams and was wearing a little hat. Welcome to another episode of Volume 1. The anime and manga podcast where we review the first volume of a brand new manga each week. Today, we're going to be reviewing a little bit more than that, but you'll see.
It still counts as reviewing Volume 1, though.
Yeah, it still counts as reviewing Volume 1. I'm Josh Magic Michaels, a.k.a. What is the number on my...
22194.
A.k.a. 22194. And today, as always, I'm joined by, first of all, a very special guest. And I'm so excited to have her here all the way from Gracefield House. Please welcome my mom.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
Nice to see you all. You grew up so fast.
Wow. Mom, it's been so long.
How did you grow up, though?
It was a little rocky. It was a little touch and go for a while there. I'm still pretty single and stuff.
Okay.
And I'm not really happy about
mentally,
that.
also, you're still small.
Oh, mentally, I'm like the same as when I left the house.
Got it. Okay, it's good.
Yeah. Shout out to Megan Perrine for putting together this dope cosplay. Pretty like last minute. This is great.
Yeah, me and my dad were like, really, if you're a cosplayer, you know about last minute shit that you just make up. Like, do not look at the back of this cosplay. It's not the prettiest, but the front.
Hey, that front looked good.
That front looked good. But yeah, I wanted to cosplay all these.
Frank Perrine too.
Shout out to Frank Perrine, the cosplay madman.
Yeah, dude.
Really.
I wonder if can you send me a picture and I'll put it. You'll be able to see it like somewhere up here. But of your dad's Promised Neverland cosplay.
Yes, he at Anime Expo 2019, he wanted to, because he goes with Meadow, and he wanted to cosplay.
Your sister, right?
Yeah. And he's like, I want to cosplay something, I don't know what. And I was like, Promised Neverland would be amazing. And he just made this in like literally a fucking week.
Yeah.
He's a madman.
Yeah.
And he had made the hands, and he was like, so people were crowding his shit, like cosplayers like me, mama, and like all the other kids were like around him, and he's just like fucking
bro, it
doing
looks
the
so
shit.
awesome. It looks like something what's that who's that guy from Mythbusters, Adam Savage or something like that?
Oh yeah, didn't he do bad stuff to people?
Oh shit. I mean, I don't know if we should.
I heard he was
I mean,
like,
allegedly. I mean, I don't know. I don't have any facts to back
It's
that up.
either
He
that-
seems like a pretty nice guy.
I don't think it was the blonde. I mean, the blonde.
Oh, you're
one,
talking about the bald mustache
No,
guy.
I don't think it was the bald mustache. I think it was the other guy.
Well, as far as I know, he's a pretty great guy. But these days I could just look up one article and he could be a monster.
Exactly.
He could be a demon.
He could be an actual demon.
Yeah.
But yes, it was very cool.
And who are you again? I always forget.
I'm Cody, and I hit my head, and I'm actually in a lot of pain right now.
Yeah, you hit your head rock climbing.
Don't you have
blah,
Narcos?
blah, blah.
What happened to the Narcos situation, huh?
I didn't think this warranted Narcos because I was like, it'll go away. But I'm still in pain. It's been like 2 hours.
You don't keep those things on you?
Yeah, did the hit to your head make you forget to talk into your microphone? Or are you going to talk in the side of it the whole time?
Maybe, actually.
Maybe, huh?
I mean, I'm not...
Maybe.
Yeah.
I still get picked up,
Yeah, Megan, it's hard to not pick up Megan's voice.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's just like range. As an actor, you have to use the room.
Okay, and today we're going to be...
Oh, yeah, thank you, Cody. If you haven't guessed by now, today we're going to be reviewing The Promised Neverland, but not only are we going to be reviewing Volume 1 of The Promised Neverland, we're going to be reviewing the first season of the anime, which is up to chapter 37 in the manga. So it's going to be like a season 1 recap because season 2 of The Promised Neverland comes out tomorrow as of you watching this, I guess. Yeah,
don't tell them that part. It comes out tomorrow.
It comes out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Comes out tomorrow. You guys excited?
Yeah, dude, for real though, I'm so excited. Now, I do want to give like a little bit of backstory on my experience with The Promised Neverland. I read this a long time ago. I was looking for something to read, and at the time, like, didn't know where to go to find a good series, so I just looked up online most popular series or most slept on series or something like that. And The Promised Neverland came up everywhere. So did Dr. Stone, though. So, how much can you trust those websites?
Yeah.
And so I decided to give it a shot, and I was like immediately hooked and immediately obsessed and bought every single volume. Like I own every single volume up to where it's at currently. And I had not watched the anime, and in preparation for this episode, I watched the anime for the very first time, and I was blown away. I was absolutely blown away.
Yeah.
And I mean, we'll talk about that more as we go. We want to cover, like I said, chapters 1 through 37. Spoiler alert for those chapters. Yeah.
Big time spoiler
Yeah,
alert.
you got there.
Spoiler alert, because you do not want to be spoiled, because this is a major.
Oh, yeah.
The first episode, first volume, like it would. I never knew about anything about it before the anime came out, so I was just so happy that it didn't get spoiled for me, because it would have been awful. Like I would have hated it. I don't know if I mean it's awesome, but I would have not been happy.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. I do think that you can kind of, the series is great regardless of if you get that first chapter spoiled for you or not, but if you can dodge it, then dodge it, because it's going to make it, an even better experience, I think, overall.
Based on the cover, I thought this was some sort of anime about like I assume there was magic and they want to be like the greatest child wizards or something. So I knew nothing. I was like, that's because you get to find out when the characters find out.
Yeah, you see like a book. You see, they're like, they look kind of old timey. They're all wearing the same outfit.
Yeah, I gotta be like 100% truthful. I've come around to the art since, but I remember when I first found this series, I think there were only a couple, like maybe 1 or 2 volumes out at the time. I did not like the art style at all. It's drawn and written by 2 completely different people. I think, like, I was trying to do a lot of digging online to find out more about the creator and the writer. Yeah. And the writer and the artist have teamed up on a series before called Poppy's Wish. But other than that, like, I think that The Promised Neverland was their first, like, huge series, or their first, like, notable series. And they don't like to have a lot of their information out there. So the creators, like, age and real name, they have a pen name, and I think even gender is kind of a mystery. Yeah, I looked up to see, some people say that it's a woman, some people say that it's a man, but I couldn't find anything definitive. So if you know, let us know in the comments down below, because I couldn't find anything on this writer, and I think that's on purpose. I think that's by design. But before we get into the meat of the episode, actually going through and doing a season 1 anime recap and a manga chapters 1 through 37 recap, shout out to our new Patreon member, guys.
Shout out.
Yeah, dude. Give it up for Ken Reed. And as always, if you want to be a Patreon member, you can go to patreon.com/volume1pod, help support the show, and just make it better. I mean, we have things planned that we're going to continue to do into 2021, and if you want to be a part of that and help us grow, we have a bunch of different tiers that you can sort of subscribe to there. But yeah, shout out to Ken one more time. Thank you, Ken.
You're a doll.
You're a doll, Ken. So let's just jump into it then. Starting with volume 1. Cody, already. Your head.
Are you okay? Are you actually okay?
Let's just.
Yeah, I'm not going to acknowledge it. I'm not going to. I'm going to pretend like
so
it's fine.
Bad. I think it's my motherly instincts.
Yeah. You got a lot of motherly instincts all of a sudden.
But I also want to kill him.
I mean, me too, and I'm not even in that cosplay.
I'll throw this at you again.
Stop throwing my manga everywhere.
He's getting violent.
Yeah, I think people do say that when you get like traumatic blunt force trauma that you can become violent. Maybe you have CTE.
The beast inside me has awoken.
Okay.
Maybe hopefully it's like a sitcom. We need to hit you in the head again for you to like be normal.
Oh yeah. Or like I hit him again and he only speaks Spanish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even hit him.
I didn't even hit him. Okay, where do we start? Because this series, right off the bat, in chapter 1, has a twist and a turn that everybody tells you to avoid. Everybody tells you, Cody, you're going to be fine. That everybody tells you to avoid. That everybody tells you not to get spoiled. And it's a bombshell for sure. And the series starts with these kids in this house in what they believe is an orphanage. And they think that everything is fine and dandy, and it is.
And it is.
Which also, fun fact about orphanages, by the way.
Okay, that was a segue.
Wait.
Fun fact about, I don't think they're fun.
Well, check this out. I'm about to blow your mind and everybody's mind fucking watching right now.
Okay.
Check it out. Mm-hmm. When's the last time you've seen an orphanage?
That's a good point.
Orphanages don't exist.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Orphanages haven't existed in the United States since like the 1900s.
Okay, the U.S., but there might be like, oh yeah, I live in an orphanage.
Oh right, mate, I live in an orphanage.
Please, sir.
Yeah.
That
Are
type.
they're
that's
just
a good
like
point.
foster home,
Yeah, they're called
Foster
foster
home.
homes.
but it's still the purpose of an orphanage. Isn't
Yeah, but
it?
when you think orphanage, you think of like mansions and manors and stuff like that.
I do not think of mansions when I think of orphanages.
I think of a man like this is definitely like a house, like a big house for all the kids to live in. That's what I think of.
Yeah.
When I think of orphanage.
I think of like the X-Men when I think of like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they have school in session.
I mean, they have the school of
Like X-Men.
Hard Knocks.
They have
School
kind of
of Hard
school-
Knocks. Yeah.
the one I went to.
Hard Knock Life.
I'm an alum of that school too, my friend.
Yeah, which means you didn't go to college. That's what that means when people
Yeah.
say that, right?
Yeah. 100%.
It's
Dropped out of community college
Hard Knock Life.
for us.
It's oh man, that song's too true, huh?
She's like Annie. Oh my God, Emma's
Hey,
Annie.
say less. Hard Knocks. She is like Annie though, and she's got red hair too.
She's got red hair, and she's like, the sun will
Wow.
come out tomorrow. I wish I had a mom.
I wish I.
That's the implication of that movie, right? Little
Yeah, no,
Little
yeah.
Orphan Annie. Everyone remembers the sun will come out song. No one remembers where she sings about how much she really wishes she had parents.
It's a sad movie,
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
and I'll venture to say that The Promised Neverland is a billion times better than Annie. How about that?
Probably.
Whoa.
I'll say a zillion times better than Annie.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll say 3 zillion.
I
Okay, the
haven't-
point is
I
it's
haven't
fantastic.
Seen Annie.
You never
It's been
saw
a long
Annie?
time since
Why
I've seen
would I?
Annie.
Oh, it's a good movie. Tim Curry. Okay. Anyway.
Okay, well, watch Annie or
Yeah,
don't.
watch Annie or
I
don't.
could care less.
Or
Yeah,
watch
this is-
Promised Neverland.
Yeah,
better.
don't, if you have time to watch something, watch this. And if you've already seen it, watch it again. Yeah, it starts with them in a house. Everything's fine. Everything's
They
dandy.
take
Everything's normal.
tests.
They take tests.
Where instead of using pens, they use barcode scanners to scan the answer.
It's high tech.
Yeah, I wanted to see them with Scantrons in there.
So
Yeah, she's like number 2 only,
yeah,
kids.
yeah, number 2 only. I needed to see Mom scan the the little bubbles.
You can see like fucking Phil's just like, I need another pencil. And she's like, why do you need another pencil? I lost mine. You have it.
Yeah, and there's one kid, the troublemaker, who makes like a dick out of the bubbles. you know?
Oh yeah. I need to sharpen my pencil. No,
Yeah.
you don't. It's sharp enough.
Which does also beg the question, like, and this becomes an element of the story later on, what year they're in, or because you assume that they're
Yes.
obviously.
Yes.
That's another thing that this series does. It doesn't tell you where they're at. You assume because it's full of things that we recognize that it's on Earth or a place similar to Earth, but then with this technology, you don't know what year they're in. So maybe we're on the cusp of barcode scanning technology as we speak.
it makes sense because it saves you because you fill out the thing and then it gets sent to a scanner. So the logic of just having you just have a personal scanner that you scan stuff to and it gets directly uploaded. That's definitely when when humankind has finally
Peaked.
Yeah, I like the idea of like, oh, it's super high tech and you don't know what year it is and it's all up in the air, but you find out later what year it is and they're like, why are they fucking walking around with lanterns? like a lot
Yeah.
of this shit, like a fucking quill pen. Like, why are we doing this? You know?
Yeah, I mean, if I
Aesthetic?
was, that's exactly what I was going to say. If I was like, if it
Yeah.
was up to me, I'd be doing that right now.
Well,
you
it's
know?
like
I'd be-
how Amish villages they have technology. They just we just try not to use it.
it's like the M. Night Shyamalan movie, The Village.
Yeah,
That one's scary.
Yeah, I don't really remember it.
it just it just turns out that
They're
Yeah, I was like, don't spoil the end of the
I was going to
do
spoil
not
it right now too.
Do
Yeah.
not spoil
Yeah.
M. Night Shyamalan film.
Oh yeah, we're already spoiling enough here today.
yeah. I thought this was going to be. So I had a very loose concept of what I thought this was, and then I just see them taking tests, and like the main character, the smartest one, so like, okay, so they're trying to become the number one student. I enter most mangas assuming someone wants to become the number one something.
Yeah.
Until proven otherwise.
Yep. And it actually isn't that at all. And like Cody said, based on the cover, I didn't know what to expect. But speaking of spoilers, spoiler alert, it's a farm.
You want to just jump into it?
I mean, yeah, that's chapter
Yeah,
1. We got to fucking start somewhere, dude. We've already been talking for who knows how long.
It's a farm in the sense that there's fields and the kids can run around, and they have recess, and they're like, we're having fun.
And they get eaten by demons.
Yes. I was gonna save it, and then you brought it.
You legitimately could have saved that, and then we could have built up to it. And
We're already too far into the episode.
No, we weren't, because then we get the part where the little girl's like, "Oh, you've been adopted." She does her closed eyes, smiling about, "Oh, when I grow up, I'm gonna have kids." And you're like, "Oh, that's." Whenever someone smiles with their eyes closed, talks about their future in manga, you know they're about to die.
Yeah, you know
that's funny that you say that, because I didn't know anything about it. I didn't read the manga. I watched the anime. Jesus, and I was like, oh, she's getting adopted, how cute, and there's just no sense of dread at all, like whatsoever. I knew that there was something involved with sadness in this story and like horror, but I had no idea what the fuck was gonna happen next. And then she's just like, bye guys, I'll see you guys later, and I'm like, good for her, she got fucked, good for her.
And it made sense too, because I'm like, oh yeah, the younger kids will get adopted more, because I see that there's that one kid who looks like giant, but I guess he's like
Don.
He's even younger. But I was like, oh, that makes sense that like once you hit like a certain age, the odds of you getting adopted like drop off.
And she's cute.
Yeah, you know what's also very funny is doing more research. I love the series. I loved it for a long time, but I did not know that there is a live action movie based on the series.
It's coming out.
Yeah, and I looked at the trailer for it, and to your points of like younger kids and this series being about young kids, the actress who plays
Just
Emma looks
20-year-olds?
47 years old.
No, the older kids like Norman. Actually, I think Ray is the youngest out of the Norman and Emma. Like Norman and Emma are played by like full grown adults, and they look like they're full grown adults. I think Ray is the one that's like the youngest. I may be confused with Norman or Ray, but all the other kids are kids. Like why couldn't you find you couldn't find a child actor?
That's what I'm saying, dude. If they had a child actor, it would have been it would have made for such a better movie.
I'm at a point now where it's like it's hard to get a child actor who knows how to act, because you need to train. So it's like they're young, but it's like at this point, why not just like we have deep fakes, just voice over them at this point, just like have them like mouth words and have a voice actor come on and just do the voice acting.
I just don't
Why are you
believe
trying
that
to
there's
CGI children in a movie.
Because that's
a little sus.
How is that possibly sus? Please explain how that's sus.
And
also explain what sus means.
Suspicious.
Just say suspicious then.
It's shorter, it's faster, it's more efficient.
It's hip.
trendy.
It's not trendy.
Hip.
It's a little hip.
Yeah, that's why you're saying.
Don't get on Josh for trying to use hip language. Give him a break.
Hey, guess what?
He's gonna go in the nursing home next month.
Hey, Megan. Wait, what? Wait, what?
Sorry, my hand's sweaty again.
It's really surprising because it's not warm at all in here.
I was about to throw another youthful slang out there, and
Go for it, do it.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and floss for us too?
I'm not gonna floss.
Kids, look.
You know what's also speaking of age. What's pretty funny is me and Isabella, who, by the way, I said this in our group chat. She's bad. She puts the bad in baddie, dude. She's fine.
It's so funny how they portray her in the manga versus the anime, because in the manga she is far more terrifying. Mm-hmm. They make her look huge as fuck. She looks like a brick house. Like she will fucking cut you down.
Yeah.
And in the manga they kind of like made her a little smaller and more dainty.
You mean the anime?
Yes, thank you. In the manga she's a fucking brute. She looks crazy.
In the manga she's terrifying, yeah.
I did get the sense watching the anime, like after like reading manga and then watching it, you can sort of tell when something was a lot more detailed and creepy, especially with that other caretaker
Krone.
Yeah,
like you could tell that like in the way that like the expressions were creepy, but you can just tell like there would just be a little bit more lines, there'd be a little bit more zoom in.
There's a famous and iconic panel of Mom Isabella looking at Emma, and in the manga it's the lighting, the shading on her face, the eyes, her blank stare is haunting, and in the anime it's like it's whatever.
I was an anime watcher only before reading this. That scene shook me.
Yeah.
Like that scene of just her just like straight up on her shit, like what's wrong?
Yeah.
Just like this, she knows the secret. Everyone knows the secret, and she has to hold it together.
Yeah.
She's like nothing, and it's like ugh.
And obviously that's what we want to do a lot too, is like compare the anime to the manga. And I think for this specific arc in general, I think it's almost better as a manga than it is as a anime. It's a fantastic anime. The anime is beautiful for many reasons, but I think this works as a manga.
I skimmed through those mangas just now, and they already like there's different vibes to scenes that even like character moments in the anime, it's portrayed at like a I don't know, like better for them when like in the manga you get the implication was like
Something's up.
I mean that's part of like being able to get narration more, even though they'll go into narration anime too. But like there's just little moments where it's like, oh, this person was fine, but then the manga implies that no, they at the very least weren't in the beginning.
And there's a lot more internal monologue and a lot more kind of not speeches necessarily, but these monologues, internal or not, that get cut or get shortened. And but I do think that they did a good job adapting it and deciding what to leave in and what to cut out. I think they did a great job.
I was just I'd open volume 1 or volume 2 and literally read it with the anime playing. I could look up and it would be that panel, and I would be like, okay, I'm reading it, and I would hear the Japanese voice actors, but I knew what they were saying because it followed it like word for word, which was awesome. And some stuff was cut, but overall it's like amazing, like panel for panel, nothing important was missed. Things that could have been cut out, whatever, for time purposes, but I think it was done really well.
And from what I've seen, the anime adds like a doll that a character does not have in the manga, right?
You're talking about Krone's doll?
Yeah. Is that in the manga?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure. We can go through and check it out. But what I wanted to say before we move on about how you guys were like being really mean and really rude and bullying me about like my age.
Oh my god, no, we were. It was like one joke. First of all, second of all,
remember how jokes hurt people.
So
remember that?
You can't be mad if something's true.
It's not true. It's an exaggeration. But my point is. And you guys are going to feel really dumb after I tell you this.
Yeah, I don't see a doll in this.
I guess
Me
not.
and Isabella are the same age.
Yeah, we know that was
Wow,
the
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so I can have my own house.
Oh.
I can have my own house full of kids, huh?
Oh, no.
So I can...
So you could, raise them to die?
No,
There's no happy ending.
I'd be a good house husband.
You're okay. You couldn't just say dad. She's not married to anyone.
That's what I meant. We read. I'm still like I reread how Way of the House Husband. I got that stuck in my head.
You want to be with her in the house.
Yes.
Okay.
I want to be with her. Oh, is there any? Are there any farms? Why does it have to be just moms? Can't a daddy get in there too?
See, I'm assuming the second season is going to address that because.
Well, as someone who's read far ahead, I can tell you the answer if you want to know.
I mean. Well, how about we talk about it towards the end? But I'm like, there's no way that won't be addressed, right? I mean,
maybe it will, maybe it won't.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
I think there's like a psychological, like you know how it's like, oh, motherly bond, like a woman, like
I get what you're saying. Yeah,
I don't know, like
no,
something.
I mean, I get why.
Something in the DNA. I don't know, to raise better children for them to be eaten.
No, I mean I get why they do it, but I'm just saying,
scientific.
like, I mean, if they're looking for a dad, I mean, where do I sign up?
So the kids find out
yes through Connie
because they like, oh, she dropped her bunny.
Mm-hmm.
We got to go give her bunny before she goes to that lovely family.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where they see it for the first time, and that's where her and Norman, Emma and Norman. First of all, Norman, by the way, I mean, if you don't love Norman, and if you're not obsessed with Norman, then you were hurt as a child.
Yeah, you're crazy. You're literally crazy. He's the most adorable, smartest little boy. I want to adopt him.
Yeah, I want to adopt him. I want to be his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cody, what?
Cody, how do you feel about Norman?
Do you like Norman?
It's interesting that he has white hair, and that's never explained.
I mean, not everything needs to be explained.
Steve
Can't
Martin
you just
had
enjoy
white hair.
Yeah.
As a child?
No.
Okay,
but
well, that would be the issue.
He had it when he was younger.
Oh, you know who else had white hair when they were older?
Santa.
Yes, but also men. That's what happens.
Yeah,
and
but I think she meant and women.
Oh yeah, right. The human race.
yeah, even a larger.
He might
group
be
of
an
people.
albino.
Oh, he might be.
Oh yeah, he might be. Yeah.
I like him even more now.
Well, he has blue eyes, so he's not an albino.
Point is, he's great, and you're finding the one thing to have a problem with, and
it's
you're
not
having
a problem. I
with
just
it.
think it's interesting.
Well, your observations sound like
there
problems.
might be a reason.
There might be a reason.
Yeah, because I know there's characters they have white hair, and you're like, what happened with that? And you're like, oh.
yeah. There's no reason. But spoiler alert. But him and Emma are going to give Connie her bunny back and hide under the truck because what they see inside is Connie's dead fucking body.
Dead fucky body. She is cockeyed, just like
Yeah.
Dead, literally dead. And that panel is beautiful. And in the anime, such a shocker. You had no idea what was coming next. It was true horror.
Yeah.
Because that's when they realize that's what this story is. That's when the audience realizes, this is about demons eating people?
Yeah, no, straight. And you don't even know about eating until they kind of talk to Mama Isabella, and she's like, yes, Baba. He's like, good, this will be good for the, ritual, which I hadn't known what the flower was about.
That's what I was going to ask you guys
until, do you know? Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
Do you know?
No.
Oh, okay, so
all I know is white symbolizes death over there, and they put white flowers in the bodies, and they bloom red flowers, and I'm assuming the children grow like better flowers than because we see someone else who isn't top tier get a flower and it's not as big.
That's an interesting observation.
That's an interesting observation. But
if
actually,
you're wrong, but it's interesting.
Actually, can I borrow your glasses really quick? I'm just kidding. No, just kidding.
Just kidding. No, you can't see shit in those.
Actually,
you picked those out.
I can't do the thing. I can't do the thing that I wanted to do. Vita. The Vita demons use Vita to drain blood from the body. It's a process of the Gupna ritual. So you stab the Vita in the little child's heart, just fucking right in the heart, and then the Vita blooms after sucking all the blood up. That's where it gets red, and then once it blooms, it means like you can eat the meat. So it's kind of like a sign of like paying tribute to the food that you eat, like kind of like what Native Americans do. Like a ritual in order to get blessed.
Was this explained in the anime?
No,
this is like a real life thing.
Oh no, this isn't the manga anime. It's not explained. I had to look it up.
Right.
But this, I think further down the line they explain it.
Okay. Yeah, I think they do explain it later on. But there's also that scene in the anime when Krone. I read it as Krone, by the way, and in the anime I think they call her like Krone or something like that.
No,
Sister Krone.
They call her Krone?
Sister Krone, yeah.
Oh, anyway. Krone, has an encounter, and we see a flower that gets turned red. So I think that's that moment where you can put that together, but they don't explicitly say it in the anime or in the manga up until this point.
Yeah, I had to look it up because I was like, what is this flower? I don't think it's just this will be cute. Yeah. I had like a meaning.
That'd be pretty badass to do that in real life. Dude.
Yeah. I assume that was like, okay, this is some sort of demon thing. I mean, they're demons. Any ritual I would accept.
It's interesting because not all of them do the ritual. Only some demons do the ritual.
Okay, this is definitely beyond what the
It is, but I was just explaining.
Okay.
I don't want to get any, I don't know any more than I know. I don't know any more than that.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I just
definitely not all of them do it, and like towards the end we will talk more about that because I want to talk about what I think season 2 will adapt, like what arcs it will be able to cover. But
okay.
So they find Connie, they run back, and they're shook. And this is a moment they're shook.
They are shook.
Yeah. And this is a moment in the anime that I think hit really well. They hit really well. This moment of like Emma coming to her knees, not even being able to compose herself. The music in this anime is, I want to say, like none other. It's so powerful and so good, and they nail this like haunting feeling while at the same time being like beautiful.
Yeah.
And obviously when you're reading something, you're kind of creating it in your head as you read it, but to be able to hear it with music like elevated it to this like next level. It was like truly a different experience reading it and watching it. But yeah, there's that moment where they are broken and Norman has to tell Emma like, let's get up, let's go back to the house, chill, let's figure this out.
And he is just like on it immediately. He knows what they have to fucking do. He knows immediately that they can't be kids and they need to fucking grow up a little bit and pretend like nothing's wrong, which was super hard for, both of them, I'm sure, but Emma especially, because she loves the house. Like in the beginning, she's like, I fucking love this house. These are all my family. She's like super in love with Mama. And this was a total betrayal. This was a complete betrayal. And she just is knowing that every kid that she said bye to has died.
Yeah. Yeah. And then what I love about this too is, it does a good job of always, it seems like anytime I ever had a question reading this, it was always answered right away.
Yeah, because the characters are figuring out the plot, and they're going about it very logical ways. So,
Yes.
like, someone will bring up the issue. It's normally Norman, who's like, well, we can piece together that this has happened. I'm like, that's a good point, Norman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I figured
Just
Cody
like-
would really like Norman just because you're like, damn, this kid's fucking, he's got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
he's
got
like-
it all together.
Well,
Dude.
we got these. Maybe that's what's happening. Like,
Yeah.
Dude, Norman, good job.
Hey, good shit, dude. Hey,
Yeah.
where's your glasses at?
Yeah, he wears contacts.
Yeah, he wears
He's smarter.
contacts.
You know for sure he's got some sort of eye issues.
He's blind.
Yeah, he's blind.
He's
That's why
blind
he's
the
got cataracts. That's why his eyes are
Yeah.
blue. Yeah. But yeah, dude, I can kind of compare it to watching a horror movie, and every time there's something that happens in a horror movie, the audience will, most of the time say like, why didn't they just run upstairs or run outside or why didn't they just call someone? But the manga and the anime always do a really good job of like making a character say out loud why these aren't options,
Yeah.
why these are things that they can't do. And in that moment, you kind of wonder like, Emma does want to give Isabella the benefit of the doubt. Like maybe she didn't know. Maybe this is
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, they even go through they go through both sides of it. Maybe
Yeah.
she's being forced to do
Yes.
this. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe they were cosplaying.
maybe they were cosplaying. Yeah.
Maybe it was some weird adult thing.
Yeah, maybe it's her kink. Maybe mom's freaky.
Yeah,
and
maybe
she-
mom's freaky and
Yeah.
she's like demons.
Yeah, maybe she's into some of what's that movie with Tom Cruise? Where
Polar
they
Express.
no,
Polar
where they have, like,
Express.
where the
That's
rich
not
people
Tom
have-
Cruise.
Oh, Tom Cruise.
yeah, where the rich people have like weird sex parties and stuff.
Eyes wide shut.
Eyes wide
shut.
shut. Yeah, maybe it's
I
some
know my
eyes wide
Cruise.
shut shit.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, oh yeah, Isabella's freaking. I just know there's like definitely doujinshi out there that has to do with that.
Oh yeah, sign me up. Where do I gotta go?
No. We'll get like that. That'll be a different episode,
Yeah,
just with
yeah.
Josh.
Yeah,
We'll
I'll
do
film a solo
separate-
episode.
We'll
no
do a
big deal.
separate TikTok reviewing the Promised Neverland doujinshi.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
with Isabel, though. No one else. Don't fucking do it.
Oh yeah, just with Isabella and the demons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Yeah.
But yeah, they find out, and then Norman's like, "We're gonna fucking make a plan," and that's it. And then they decide to not mention it to anyone else, and they don't even mention it to Ray until later.
Which I think this is something that the anime and the manga nail too, is the idea that now it is a game of cat and mouse, but also this idea of like having to not act freaked out in front of Isabella, having to like still smile and laugh and giggle while you're still a child, like having to balance all that, those emotions, having to have that kind of control over your emotions and not want to just fucking slit her throat the moment you see her, but to, because they know that it's going to benefit them in the long run if they just keep playing along. But how hard is it to play along? I think that's something that doesn't get like really explored to this, like, I think the amount of this level, this depth, because it shows how like they're internally struggling to do this,
Yeah, and Isabella kind of implies she like already knows. Like from the so it's like not only do you have to pretend, you have to kind of know that they know you're pretending.
Yeah, she even, the next morning they wake up and she goes, oh, did you guys go to the gate? Because she found the Connie's, she found the bunny that they left there. And she already knew, like, fuck these fucking goddamn kids again. And she goes, did you go to the gate? And they go, no, that's off limits. Why would we go there? And
yeah,
she's
but
like, okay.
first they give the great, recovery. Like, did you go to the gate? And they go, ah!
yeah. And they go, no.
No, that's against the rules. And you go,
Yeah.
Okay.
Gate? I didn't even know there was a gate.
And then Ray was like, breakfast is ready. And
Yeah.
they're like, okay, they go down. And then she has to compose herself. And then,
Yeah. And that's what the entirety of this first arc becomes. It becomes this game of wits. Like, who's going to outsmart who? And it's really kids versus a grown-ass woman. Actually, a very young woman. I forgot. She's only 31.
And Cody made a point, like, can't these kids just, like, rock her shit? Like, can't they just literally slit her throat?
I'm
like,
sure.
2 kids, more
Yeah.
than 7 kids.
They
like,
have 3, and it's like, that's enough to kill a grown person, especially in their sleep.
one is.
Yeah, but the implication is that they don't know what will happen.
I
if
get
they
why
kill
they,
her.
I get why they wouldn't kill a person, but yeah.
No, not even that. Like, not even the moral
Oh, okay.
implication, but just like the consequences of killing her. Like, they don't know what's outside. They don't know, they just saw demons. Like, if they kill her, will demons come for them? They can't kill demons.
Yeah, the relationship between her and the demons is kind of like established where she is, going to them and telling them, okay, these are my plans. This is what I'm doing, blah, blah. So she is, telling someone what is going on, and she's expected to bring these children at different times.
And her farm brings in the best kids.
Oh, yeah, dude, she got that good meat over there at Grace Field House. Yeah.
She loves them, for real.
She doesn't.
She does.
She absolutely
No.
doesn't.
Because
that is something I'll fight you on.
Well, she does.
She absolutely does not.
She does.
You read it implies it even more in the manga than the anime, and it implies it heavily in the anime.
If she loved them, then she would try not to get them.
It's not.
Okay.
No.
Wow, you have
You
no
missed it.
Explain
no
it to me.
critical
Explain
thinking
it to me.
skills.
Critically explain it to me then.
You want me to explain the ending of this character's arc right
No,
now?
no.
Even after, we'll get into it then.
get into it.
We'll get into it then.
Let's.
Yeah.
I will fight. We will fight.
Yeah.
We're gonna brawl here.
The plot.
I'll fight you guys.
Yeah, the
right
plot
now.
becomes a lot of cat and mouse, and I honestly, I said it as a joke, but I'm like, so when do they get to the Promised Neverland? I was like, oh, that's gonna be like they're going to escape early, but then I sort of, the entire plot is planning how to,
Which is great, super
Yeah.
suspenseful. Love the building when I love when characters find information out and you find it out at the same time they're finding it out, and you're piecing it all together. And they're obviously doing a better job because they already know what they're gonna say. But it's amazing. And then can we talk about fucking Ray yet? Or what happens after that?
There's a little goth kid, and I'm like, how's a 5-year-old gonna be goth? There's a reason.
There's a reason, and again, it's something that out of this entire series, there's one thing that I'm like, okay, you're lucky that you're good, because I would not give this the benefit of the doubt to any other series.
It's like it's the only like shortcut this story takes is that like thing that's like kind of out of like it's so out of place with how the writing like sets everything up in these logical ways and how they can naturally figure it out. And there's just one thing that like which it turns out everything depends on it happening, and it's like I don't even think that's
I didn't have a problem with it, and usually I'm very nitpicky about that shit, but it's just like, come on, like there's demons in this world, like obviously there's some type of pull of what is real and what could be magical.
It opens up windows, and I mean if it turns out that there are results of this world, and the rules don't operate for humans, like it's not just that there's demons that exist in it, like something else is happening, then fine. But right now where I'm at is like you get a pass because the rest of the story is so great.
Exactly. I'll let this one slide because you knocked it out of the park for 99.9% of the series. I mean, there's that point. It's a 0.1% thing.
Yeah.
Even as I read it, I thought this is a little weird.
It's a stretch.
It's a stretch.
It is a little stretch, but hey.
Stretch. Yeah, but it's the one thing out of 100 great things. So I'm not complaining. But
it
doesn't take me out. I'm just like, okay.
So what happens?
I feel like that could have been done another.
What happens next?
That's what backup is called in, because they're like, someone knows.
Yeah, so we meet Ray. I have the whole series of events written down just so we can kind of go through it a little bit. After they find out that they're food, and after we meet the three main characters, Norma, Emma, and Ray, that's when they start, kind of trying to figure out a game plan. But similar to a lot of shonen series, the protagonist, under no circumstance, is willing to escape unless she can take literally everybody.
I loved that because Ray follows him into the forest when her and Norman are meeting, and he's like, "Hey guys, what's up?" And they're like, "Oh fuck!" And he's like, "Oh yeah, remember when I told you to go give Connie's bunny back?"
Yeah, he secretly, he purposely left it out so they would find it, and they would go.
Which made sense. Like, oh, he's like a goth kid. He probably doesn't trust this world, so he's probably like, there's something twisted. In
it's so funny. He's like, yeah, I knew. And they're like, what? And he's like, yeah, so can I help you guys?
It made sense that he would be the one who'd be like, oh, yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, totally.
Well, yeah, dude. And also, I think they get mad at him for knowing and just being like cool with it the whole time. They're like, we just found out, we're already planning to escape. You've known about it for years, and you've just been reading books under a tree. Like,
hey,
because you don't find that out until later.
Yeah.
That's why.
But they meet up
No
and
sense of time for
they-
you.
No, there's things that I love so much. I gotta talk about.
I know what it is you remember things emotionally.
Yeah,
Not
I'll take that.
which is
I'll
fine.
take that.
But you need to start remembering things chronologically.
Says who?
The order of
wow.
Says Cody.
yeah, the guy who has to keep reminding you when things happen when you're the one who takes notes.
Hey, everybody has a purpose here, and your purpose is to do what you do, and my purpose is to do what I do, and Megan's purpose is to do what she does, and we all do our jobs great. And your job is keeping me on track, and you did it.
Okay, thank you. You find that reveal out later.
Yeah, you find that out a lot later.
Okay, cool. But just don't remember that. So they meet
Didn't
up,
happen.
and then Ray, basically, they're gonna film a game plan, and then backup comes in.
Yeah.
Backup comes in hot.
And Sister Krone comes in, and I read somewhere, and I could be misremembering, but I read that, and you tell me how you feel about it, but that either the artist or both of the creators got in sort of a little bit of hot water over the design of this character.
Which in the anime, she's a lot cuter.
Yeah.
Only when she's like, she has a very. Isabella has a great control over her like psychotic side, right? It's mostly like, did you go to the gate? But she's like, we're gonna play tag, and then she like, and you're like, okay, that's you're not.
Yeah,
That's not how you
mean-
make it go. I think something's up.
yeah.
But in the manga, it's a little more exaggerated.
That's what I was gonna say.
Especially with
they've
her name
exaggerated features.
being Krone.
Yeah.
She's also buffer.
Yeah, for people who don't know, like it's a character who is a black
Like
woman.
Megan arms over here.
And they've exaggerated certain features, but like very specific features that could be seen as racist.
I mean, okay, this is like, that is the argument. And anime, Japanese people do this shit all the time, especially with black characters in anime and manga. They either just don't know how to draw them or exaggerate all the features that shouldn't be exaggerated. And it's like, racism is so much different there, technically, than it is here. It's so weird. And in the anime, they did a really good job, and I don't have an issue with the way she looks. I mean, sometimes I'm like, okay, this is a little crazy, but I mean, it's
I don't think it comes from like a place of racism. I think it comes from like an innocence of like, okay, those are the features I need to draw. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I don't think.
I mean, maybe
fine.
maybe they don't have like points of reference, I guess, because it's a predominantly.
But it's like there's some
Japanese,
of it that like if you told me that was blackface, I would believe it.
I mean, yeah, there are cases though where they do kind of nail it. Like in Fire Force, there's a black character, and it's one of the first times that I've seen a black character in an anime or manga
And you didn't have a problem with it.
Shut the fuck up, dude. I loved it, and I always love it.
Soul Eater too. Soul Eater has some black characters
Soul Eater,
as well.
and that's by the same creator.
And Mirako from My Hero.
Yeah, but in
Exactly.
in Fire Force specifically, it's like they nailed it as far as like just the character design. They didn't exaggerate anything. Like they made him just another character. They gave him his own sort of like nothing. I'll take that. I'm gonna walk that back a little bit. They do at one point, and this is a little fucked up.
Can't even.
The
one time he's.
Well, because the more I'm thinking about it, like as far as character design goes, I think they knocked it out of the park. I think they're doing a really good job with his character. But in like his first like huge fight, this is Fire Force, by the way. He like manipulates his fire into like a basketball and starts dribbling it.
Wow,
And,
that's the example.
People like basketball.
But yeah, that's the thing. Like, people like basketball. All people like basketball.
Yes.
Everybody loves basketball.
Yeah, but let's just say the anime portrays it in a much more non-controversial way.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that like when she does make a kind of a weird face, it's supposed to show that she's like a little twisted. But here it's like, I mean, you can see why people would.
And there are lots of other examples where they do it really well, and it's like really cool to see that it's happening more and more and more. But in this specific case, like, yeah, I was kind of taken a little bit aback when I first saw it. Like, I don't know if this is okay.
Yeah, this is the one that would be like, if someone was like, I'm not okay with this, and they showed me this picture, I'd be like, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, but the character is such a good character
Love her.
that I don't, I don't think there's any malintent behind the design at all. But I do remember them getting in a lot of hot water for it, and people were like accusing them of being racist. But
it was that bad.
I mean, yeah, but I don't think it was like, obviously it wasn't enough for them to not get an anime adaptation, but when they did, I think they dialed some things back a little bit.
Yeah.
And this scene, so she gets brought in to be the second caretaker because they're like, well, someone knows something, and you're gonna be the backup watcher. And then she does a terrible job maintaining any semblance of like, I'm just here to help. She's just like, oh, why don't you show me where you guys talk and stuff.
No, she knows. I mean, Isabel doesn't want her there. She said they sent you here. I needed someone. And she's like, thank you for asking for me. And she's like, I didn't ask for you. Like, Isabel is such a bitch to her.
Yeah.
Like, totally just like, this is my turf. I do not want you here, but I need you here for the meantime. Like, there's you would think that, okay, they've been in the same position. They've had the same kind of like life experience. You'd think that they would have some type of bond or like something to talk about because she's only surrounded by kids. I don't know if she has conversations with anyone else over the fucking phone.
Probably not.
Yeah, so
well, grandma, but
I mean, you want to talk to your fucking grandma all day.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to my grandma all day. Call me once or twice a week.
Yeah, maybe once a year.
Yeah, that was kind of a lot.
That's a lot.
You're connected to your family, man.
Well, let's not go there. But I do think that introducing her is also a great device in that through her, you all right there, Cody?
He popped off.
Yeah, he popped off. Through her, you realize how respected Isabella is in that world. Through her, you realize how, esteemed her farm is and how valuable her products are. Yeah, and I think that's a great way to do that.
Demons are going over the worksheet, and they're like, man, we can't wait to get more shipment from her farm. And that's why she was given a little leniency, despite they're like, well, if it was like, well, the products are still really good, so let's play this. That's also why she plays it a little coyly, even though she's like, it's clearly you guys.
Yeah. She's like, I know who it is already, but they're not gonna. What can they do?
Yeah.
She doesn't really expect them to do it, like because you find out later. Yeah. It is what it is. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that was a great way to do that, to like let us know as the audience how really badass Isabella is in that world, because Krone the whole time is like, this is the great Isabella, this is the great Grace Fieldhouse that everybody loves, and and she automatically has this sort of attitude of like, fuck this person. And to be fair, Isabella's like, yeah, I know your place kind of thing. I brought you here to like for my purposes, not for you to do whatever you're gonna do or want to do.
Yeah, and Cody pointed out the difference. I don't know why I didn't notice about the baby doll that Krone has. Like, I like that in the anime because it just shows like she's just like cool up front, whatever, and then it just shows like, oh, she's crazy.
And you're looking through to like verify that, Cody, or did you already kind of?
Yeah, I didn't find any doll thing. So it's to give her that little Well, first, I mean, if you hear her talk, like she's playing tag with the kids, and she's like, I know your weakness. Yeah. Like, okay, you should be pretending like you're just playing tag.
Yeah.
That being your role here is to, what are you watching? Watch a little Netflix.
But I liked that side of her being obsessed with having a baby and being the mom of the house. She's like, I want that. She hasn't been a mom yet, and she would love to be in Isabel's shoes. And then you later find out that this is her plan. She would love to get Isabel down a notch and or take over the house.
She wants to be the mom of the prestigious farm.
And that's where you realize what the positions are too. That mom is a sought after position.
It's caretaker.
Yeah. And that's like the top of the totem pole. Besides, I guess, grandma's position.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was supposed to be a reveal when she's like,
I'm one of you guys.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
reveal.
I know. Yeah, like for the kids.
Yeah,
but it's like story wise, it's like, well, yeah, she's an adult and these are children.
You don't
they
know
have to
that.
come from somewhere.
You don't know that.
I mean,
I
yeah.
did. Well, I was right. So I mean,
I mean, yeah, yes, but I didn't know that it did. I was like, oh, okay, that's crazy. I mean, these are just kids on a farm. You'd think, okay, there's maybe other farms with kids, and there's adults that are maybe you don't know if there's any, non-adults living out there. So it's like it was kind of cool.
That's
I mean,
a good
yeah,
point
it could
too.
be
'Cause,
they
yeah.
come from like the upper class does caretaker stuff, the lower class is bred to be farmed. Like what we're doing with taxes.
yeah, Cody
Okay.
always brings it back to politics. This guy, but yeah, dude, I thought it was pretty cool. I'm not saying that I necessarily knew. I did pick it up pretty quickly, but it's still cool. It was a cool like reveal, whether I was expecting it or not. But obviously, yeah, her and Krone were kids in their own house, and I don't know if it's just because it was so long.
Eavesdropping.
I don't know if it's because it'd been so long since I had read the manga, and I did kind of go back and go through it a little bit, but there were things I think the anime really wanted to point out that the manga kind of breezed by, but they spent a lot of time showing you things so that you knew that this person either has this relationship with this other person. I guess that's what it is in more than just one occasion. But yeah. Specifically with I think we start to get some Isabella flashbacks around this time briefly.
Yeah, in the anime, it's like the flashbacks are all in like one chunk.
Yeah,
but in the manga, like a little shot here, and you're like, a little glimpse into another world. I see.
Yeah, and we get to see a little bit of her and how she was as a kid, but around this time too is when they also find the trackers and this and this and that, and their idea for when Krone shows up, their plans are fucked. I mean,
yeah, they're like, what the fuck are we gonna do?
Yeah, and that's them. That's also Isabella telling them I might not know exactly who it is, but I know some shit's off, so I'm gonna have another person here to help me keep an eye on everybody, even though she really does know who it is, right?
Yeah. Well, she has an idea. Yeah, but she doesn't know for sure.
And because the kids are so valuable, she can't just be like, it's probably them, send them off, because that could end up wasting what they ripen.
I guess.
Whatever.
I guess, yeah. They're just they're the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's also around this time too, while they're going back and forth, trying to, sneak around Krone, that they realize that it's not just Krone who's not on their side or against them, but another kid in the house who is against them as well.
Dang. Yeah, Norman sets pretty much thinking, okay, if there's other kids that might be a spy, I'm going to set a trap where I'm going to tell one of them that there's a rope here, one of them that there's sheets here, and then I forgot the other tool, but he basically just tells them all, okay, it's going to be here, get it. And then they find out that he told them some different shit, and then...
and then we find out, dun, dun, Cody.
What are you going to say?
And then we find out...
Oh, because he's explaining to Ray that he's like, okay, well, I told, the other one that the rope's here, and I told the other one that... So that way, we you and me both, together, we'll find out who the traitor is.
And Ray's like, I like your plan, I like your plan.
Yeah. I will say, though, and obviously we find out that... Dun, dun, dun.
Ray.
Thank you, Megan.
Of Sunshine.
Yeah.
Ray's just like,
Ray
it
of
was
Sunshine.
me.
Yeah.
Well, there were two traitors.
Wah.
Who was the second traitor?
The glasses girl.
No,
Gilda's
she didn't end
not
up
a
being a
traitor.
traitor.
Didn't she change her mind? Wasn't
No.
she giving information to Krone?
No, she wasn't. I wrote that
Krone-
too. I wrote that too
Krone-
because I forgot that she ended up she didn't do it. She
Krone
ended
just
up not
noticed
doing
that she was acting a little weird and called her in to her room to talk to her about, what's going on.
She kind of implied that they have talked before.
Yeah, so I thought
But-
that,
Well,
I
I
thought
think-
she changed her mind for the final.
I think the story just does that to make you think that Gilda's the traitor.
Yeah, because I think there's a scene where it cuts to Gilda going to see Krone, and you think that she's the one, but she doesn't end up doing it. But
but
Ray's
with,
the traitor.
with Ray, that's another thing. Real quick is I did think that with Ray being as smart as he was, that would have been something he would have at least factored in. That Norman might have been, on to him.
Yeah.
But the fact that it didn't even cross Ray's mind, that was another point in the story where I thought, It could have been handled slightly.
That made sense to me. I
different.
was fine with that.
He didn't.
Yeah.
He would have never. He thought he would have never guessed it was him.
Yeah.
Because who would?
Yeah.
I mean,
Who
they're so
who
close.
suspects the long-haired goth guy
Exactly.
of being twisted?
Yeah.
But yeah, Ray was straight up like he like does some crazy faces. He's like, "It was me. I'm the
Yeah.
one who's been talking shit," and he's trying to like get Norman to go against him. And then Norman's like, "Oh no, it's okay. We can use this."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, you're not mad at me?" He's
Yeah.
like, "No, we can do this. Like, I would never leave you." And I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah, they have that moment where they make Ray look like a villain for like
Yeah.
in the anime it's like a couple seconds, and in the manga it's a couple panels where you think you're getting this reveal
Of you wanting to hate this character.
that
and
he's
then,
this like he's been against them the whole time, that he helps
No.
raise these kids to be fed to these
And
demons.
he's like, I'm the bad guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then Norman's like, "You're not though. Like, you can really help us out." And he
Yeah.
turns out he has been helping them out the whole time.
yeah, and then he's like, yeah, you're right, I'm not. I'm
He's
actually
like,
pretty
"No,
good.
I-
Yeah, that required a little bit of like thinking to like understand, because he's like, yeah, I'm actually the asshole, which I guess from his perspective he was being like, I might as well just tell him what they think and then let them embrace that concept that way, because like maybe that helps.
It might
him with
be
his plan.
easy. It
It'll
might
be-
have been easier just to okay, you guys. His plan was. Well, I guess should we talk about this?
Yeah, we can talk about what his plan was.
Okay, his
yeah.
plan was to end up not going or escaping. So then he finds out that they're going to escape, and he's like, "It'd be better if they just leave me." And then he's like, "No."
Oh right, yeah, okay, now that does
'Cause
make more sense, because his plan involved. It would have helped his plan if
Yeah.
they didn't care about him,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
and also,
oh,
oh yeah.
Ray.
Yeah.
And
Ray, he's so emo.
you can also see how it like, if I'm gonna die, it'd be better for no one to care about me when I do die. That way it's easier for them.
Yeah,
God, he's emo. Like
He's emo
really emo.
to
Emo
the heart. He
supreme.
was
Emo
emo
supreme.
before he was born, bitch.
yeah, he was singing My Chemical Romance in the womb.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, "To join the Black Parade."
Yeah, and so he ends up like being like Cody said, a triple agent kind of. He's like working for mom, but working for the kids, but
So
leading mom to
he's
believe that
been-
he's really pretending
okay,
Yeah.
now hold on.
to work
because
with her.
His plan was to betray the kids so his plan could work to mom.
Yeah.
But then he reveals that like he's been also helping them, and he's gonna keep feeding mom information. So that's triple, right? Because he
Triple double.
yeah,
he was doing his
Yeah.
own. He was doing his own thing for
Yeah.
a bit, and then he was betraying, and then he betrayed the betray.
Yes.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
love those panels too, where he's just casually telling the mom just all the shit that you want to keep secret from her.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Oh yeah, they're doing this, and
Which
you're
is
just
so
like, "Oh
smart,
my god, I
dude.
want to."
And I know that
kill
like
him,
I
but
know
I
that people
love
have
him.
maybe made this comparison before, but and again, this story does change a lot from arc to arc, but
Mm-hmm.
it does feel like the mental gymnastics that are happening here did feel reminiscent of Death Note. I'll say that. Like when it's Light and L going back and forth, and
Mm-hmm.
Light choosing what information to reveal to L because he knows that he can gain trust this way, and he knows that this is information L might already know, and these like tests that they do, this like mental game of
Yeah.
chess that they're playing. This arc, this first season of the anime did feel similar to that in that way, and there's demons in it too, but yeah, in that
They're
like,
not as cool though.
they're definitely not as cool.
No Shinigamis.
But yeah, it felt similar, and that's like where the similarities end. But I hadn't really felt that way since I read that series in high school. Like wow, this is. I felt smarter reading it. I felt like I could deceive people after I read this.
You felt like, oh, I would love L Light cosplay.
yeah. You would be L for sure.
Yeah, no,
I'd be
for
Light.
sure, yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
Which one's he's the cop guy?
L is the guy who sits like a weirdo and eats candy.
Oh,
and-
for sure, yeah.
Yeah, you're L, and then
Yeah, dude, I bought a thing of Starburst. I was just eating favorite, eating a whole bag of them yesterday.
I'll be the Death Note.
Yes.
Be a little
I'll
book.
just be a book.
Yeah. Yes, and then we'll just write on your forehead and all over your face. Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't be a Shinigami,
Trash
but you would be a
taste.
bug. Yeah.
Oh.
Called out, dude.
JK.
But yeah, what's it called?
That was kind of a death threat. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know if you realize.
I'm sorry. No, actually, that's not what I meant. That was a joke. Like, you guys watch anime too. Right? You guys get it. Okay.
You get the joke.
I know, like, that whole controversy happened when the anime came out. People would have a death note.
Yeah, my friend got suspended.
And
for
people who
having a
have
death note
no
in his
idea,
locker.
just adults who have no idea what anime is, and they're like, he has a book called A Death Note, and he wrote kids' names in it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, you're just like, oh, get
That's
it?
exactly the concept
Yeah,
of
like
the
right
anime
after,
too.
like right after Columbine happened too. I think, and it's like,
Jesus.
yikes.
But then, like, if you let him
Christ.
explain it, where it's like, oh, it's a demon book.
No, it's
sounds
Cody.
crazier.
It's
It sounds
both.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's both. Either way you look at it, it's exactly what you think it is. You're writing down names to kill.
Well, no, just people who you wish would die.
Yeah, what? There's a difference.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Mama
I have to
Isabella. I'm
zoom
just
in
kidding. I'm just
on that,
kidding.
on you licking your lips like that.
Because
dude.
my lips are dry. Don't fucking harp on it. Anyway.
It was aggressive though. Anyway, yeah. So after they find out that Ray's pulling triple axles on everybody, hydrate, Megan, hydrate. We also find out that Krone is before we get to the Krone thing, we also find that they're going to start letting more kids in on this plan, and they're going to start telling more kids about it, but they don't know if all these other kids can handle the actual truth of what's happening, that it's demons eating children.
Yeah.
So what they tell them is that they tell specifically Dawn and Gilda, who are
the older ones.
the older ones, and who are also, they become more main character. They're side characters, but they come more into the spotlight as the series continues.
Yeah,
We're
it makes
trying to
sense
tiptoe around
that
it.
they wouldn't, tell the 5-year-olds immediately. They obviously it makes the most sense for the oldest kids to know first.
Yeah,
And what they tell them is not all the truth. Obviously,
that they're being like trafficked. That
Yeah.
they're being like
Yes.
sex trafficked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
mean,
like, is that better?
no.
Yeah, I don't. It's still equal,
No.
like, those.
No,
the
we're
people
being
who do that are still demons. Okay.
Yeah.
They're being sold into human trafficking to be used for their pleasure. Oh, okay. I was worried.
It's not better, but it's more believable. Maybe. I guess.
If it's from that perspective, also demon. Well, I think a kid would believe demons exist.
Yeah, that's a good point. But these are smart kids. These are the Taj Mowries of kids.
Who's Taj Mahal?
He was, the Tia and Tamara's younger brother. He was in the TV
Tia
show.
and Tamara?
Yeah.
Tia Tamara.
Sister. They had a brother. He had his own show
Sister.
called Smart Guy.
Did he?
Yeah, this was, back in the
And
before
Oh.
times.
Oh, got
I wasn't
it, got
even
it,
trying
got
to-
it.
I
got
watched
it.
Sister. Yeah.
I watch Sister all the time.
Yeah, just remember
He
me
had
and-
a show where he was a smart guy, remember? Yes, Joshy, remember.
Ow.
Yeah.
God
yeah.
damn, Megan.
I'm kind of savage in this cosplay. I could
Yeah.
kind of get away with
Still
anything
yeah,
I want.
yeah.
Dude,
But back,
that was a great burn, though.
Thank you. Oh.
No, just wipe first.
Yeah.
but back
Wow,
to that.
still sweating.
Back to that with the kids and everything. Ray pretty much tells Emma, like, we can't fucking take everyone. And she's like, no, we're going to. And he's like, but we can. And then that's when, before we forgot to mention that, Ray pretty much tells Norman, like, we're going to tell it. We're taking all of them. We're not going to take all of them.
Which is such a baller move, dude. I'd be like,
It is.
yeah, Emma, we're taking everybody.
It makes sense, honestly.
Yeah.
They end up not, but like you're not gonna be running around with babies in your arms.
You gotta
don't-
feed them.
Yeah, there's
What
no
are they-
way they would have died. I mean, you don't. It's,
Yeah, and from a logical point of view, if you
Yeah.
don't know what's beyond that wall, you would be killing the kids because you have no way of preparing for what's out there.
No, exactly. And she mentions 2 years, but we'll get into that later. But yeah, there's a lot of lying going on. It doesn't matter. They don't know what I'm talking about. If they're watching this, they obviously do.
Yeah.
There's a lot of lying and withholding the truth for the better, which is what adults do to kids all the time. Wow. You like that
telling me
parallel?
Santa Claus isn't real.
Yeah, but sometimes they just tell you stuff because they don't want to see you happy, and so they tell you lies like that.
In what scenario?
What do you mean?
I didn't get that. What do you mean? They didn't want kids. They didn't want you to be happy.
Yeah, so they'll tell you that Santa's.
Oh, he has a stepmother.
So they'll tell you Santa's not real just because they want to like fucking, kick you or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's not a good parent.
Yeah. No, I'm saying Santa is real, and that
Now,
some adults don't want to see you happy, so they'll tell you that he's not.
That's sad.
because
Yeah.
Krone wants to get rid of Isabella.
I'm sad. because Krone wants to get rid of Isabella. Cody, thank you. What were you saying?
She offers a team up, right?
Yeah, she goes,
Yes.
let's. Oh, before that, though.
I will. You know what? I think she gets less. Her drawings become a little.
Before
Less
that, they
offensive.
they play tag. Before that too.
Yeah, and I think that's cool. They're using tag as a way to train secretly for them being able to escape and climb the wall. They come in, they run into lots of hurdles. Like the wall is huge and it doesn't have anything to grab onto. They can't see over it, so they have to find something to climb it, and then they have to train. Once they do decide to take all these kids, which Ray is like, sure, we're gonna take all of them. They start secretly training by playing tag because Norman and Ray are pretty good at logically being able to like track
Doing
footprints
it,
and they're not
just training them to run
And-
faster.
Yeah.
Now Don and Gilda are in
Hi.
it, so they can
Yeah.
like have their own set of kids to train as well. So there's some cross training going on. The
Yeah.
kids are like, "This is fun," and they're like, "Run for your life!
Yeah.
Run for your fucking life!"
Faster,
And then
faster than you were
that's what
before.
I loved about the
It'll be funner if you run faster.
in the anime. They really do a great job at the tag games when Krone is chasing after them, and like it's terrifying. And tag is kind of scary when you know you're about to get caught. But if this lady's running after you, you don't get scared
I'm gonna call it scared. I mean,
when you were a
you
kid,
a
not a
big tag
grown
player?
adult.
well, I mean, I'm trying to think of
Oh, you
playing
didn't
tag
play
as a
tag.
kid. I mean,
Oh, you can't even remember such a time.
well, I mean, I can't. No, it's not another old. It's not an old thing.
Josh, it's a joke.
No, I'm just saying. Like,
You look younger than me.
Thanks. Yeah, you look haggard. But thank you for saying I look young.
Okay.
In a good way, though, Cody.
He
You look,
moved you up
you
and
look-
you pushed him down.
you look weathered, and I think that's a compliment.
Oh, weathered. It's even worse.
Yeah. You look,
Hacker could be like.
yeah, real. You look real worn, broken down too a little bit, but also, I like you.
Okay. Okay. That was sad.
I swear I do. Despite the things I say sometimes, I do really, enjoy.
Okay, so,
your company.
yeah, they
Let
play-
me compliment you.
You did?
They play tag, and she immediately reveals, like, "Do you know about this?" And
Yeah.
that's when she's like,
Do you know about this?
You know about.
Do you know about
You
this?
know about this.
Yeah,
Cody,
she-
continue.
Yeah, she reveals like a lot of the plot here, right? Where she's like, you have two options when you and by the way, aha, I have the number.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, yeah, you're an adult.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Which the option that the mothers come from a separate like tier of society did not occur to me. I assumed like that's what.
All of them did.
Yeah.
But what I think is
But-
interesting too and important to point out is that the reason that she teams up with the kids is because she thinks at a certain point if she can help aid them in escaping, then it would make Isabella look bad and would leave a hole for her to fill in specifically Gracefield house. Like she doesn't want to just be, she wants to be a mom, period. But I think she would love to be the mom of that house because it's a highly respected house. So if she can help them escape, she can, make her look bad. And hopefully, since she's the one who found her out, she'll be the one to replace her as well. So that's her logic.
And she'll know. I mean, the mom already knows the shenanigans are going on, so that even gives her more proof to be like, she knew it was going to happen. She didn't do anything about it. She's incompetent. Give me the fucking job.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a line right here that implies a lot of stuff that the anime does not. So, but for sure means I was right about something happening. But so we won't even say that unless you want to.
Yeah, read
Okay,
it. Say it. Yeah.
Because she's explaining like scores above a certain number, you get to be entered into the potential mother program. But if you meet these requirements, you can survive without escaping. If you're a girl, at least. But I don't recommend that path. She's got the
Scar on her chest.
yeah.
Okay,
I
what
was
do
like,
they
I don't
know?
remember
What-
her flashing the kids.
Yeah, she didn't pull her whole titty out.
No, she didn't pull
Cody.
the titty out, but she just has a scar
Yeah.
from.
So
Oh, no-
what do they not show in the anime that they show in the manga?
Well, you know what? Never mind, because I read that line on its own,
Mm.
which was just if you're a girl, at least.
Mm.
So like, what do you mean at least? What's the other option?
Oh, gotcha. You're saying that there might be daddies. But I do think that it's important to say that at this point too, not only does she reveal things and give away things, but
They got a chip in her heart.
Yes, they have a chip in their heart, but Emma and Norman are very specific and particular about what they ask her and are kind of aware or smart enough to sprinkle in things that they already know the answers to see if
They get a
she
different
will test,
answer.
to see if they can really trust her
Mhm.
or if they can't trust her.
Mhm.
And it turns out she's just telling them everything.
Yeah, dude, I love
Yeah.
that about this character. She's just straight up because she wants what she wants.
So bad, yeah.
And like the anime kind of conveys this better than I think the manga, just because they don't really like with the baby doll. Like it's some psychological shit going down in her brain. Obviously, if you were in this position and there's nothing else for you to do. This is it. This is it. This is how you live. This is how you survive. So if this doesn't fucking work out, then what's the point?
Yeah.
And it shows how crazy you can be from this.
Yeah.
Imagine all the other moms. I don't think they're as good as Isabel.
That's true. They could be a lot, meaner. They could treat them more like cattle. I think at a certain point, they might have implied that, or I could be misremembering, but I do think that they all have their own methods that each house, and that might actually, now that I'm thinking about it, be explained later on, that not all houses treat their products the same. I won't say what they do or what they don't do, but I'll just say that.
And it seems like the justification for Isabella and Krone is you'll be happy.
Yeah.
You'll get love. You'll get unconditional love for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Which is true.
Yeah.
For the rest of your life.
For the rest of your 3 years of life.
0.99% of your life, you'll know nothing but absolute love. That was that little one.
Yeah, and she does kind of sell it a little bit when she says it that way. But at the same time, she's still murdering babies.
I mean, she don't see it happen.
She hands them off to murderers who eat their brains.
Okay. I mean, the more you know.
I'm still waiting to the grand finale of this episode where we have the debate whether she really loves them and cares about them or not.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll go into that.
This is just, I'll team up with you. Well, okay, we'll trade information. What do you know? What do I know?
Yeah.
She's like, you guys don't seem surprised by what I'm telling you. Right,
and then she's a master of reading body language and all that.
Is that what they say?
Yeah. She goes.
Is she a master or are they children?
No.
No, she implies that she's really good at picking up on people's tells.
It would make sense though. I mean, I'm sure Isabella is too. They're all trained to do that because they're trained to see, if this child is feeling sad, I need to make them happy because their brain's gonna suffer from being depressed. Stuff like that because. It just makes sense that they would be trained in to do this. It's kind of like...
Depression speeds up the development of your brain.
Really?
Yep, that's why a lot of kids who were told they were mature for their age, just depressed.
I'm pretty...
Or oppressed.
Wow. I was pretty smart for my age. What does that mean about me, Cody?
Huh?
What year was that in?
Moving on. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. Let's just move on. Megan, I'm going to need you to take that cosplay off as soon as this episode's over because I can't handle any more.
I'm sorry. Did you say you were mature for your age?
Yeah.
You were definitely... Are you trying to act like you weren't a depressed child?
I was depressed. I was super depressed. Hell yeah.
It's you look like Ray.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I have pictures of me in high school. No. I'll actually try to see if I can find a picture and put it up here. I look like Ray.
You look like a Ray cosplayer.
I did I had tinted glasses and I had hair that went over an eye. And
Same.
For school pictures, I was just...
Yeah.
They're smiling. I would be like, no.
I dyed my hair black and had the long hair in the eyes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
Dude, goth us. Ugh.
What a time, dude. What a time to be alive.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna start kind of speeding through a little bit so we can get to the end.
Yes.
So after this Krone team up happens.
Were you goth as a child?
No.
Oh, okay.
I liked it as an aesthetic, scene kid.
Yeah. You do have a picture online though of you with your hair is too straight.
Oh yeah, no, that was the look, and then I teased it, and then I had the big hair and the Gur shirt, and I was like, "Rar XD."
Oh, you were an Invader Zim kid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
of
I was too, but because I was like, I'm. Dead.
Have you met me?
And the world is twisted like that.
You're like Invader Zim. I'm just like a Gur kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
No.
That's an important
I'm Invader
distinction.
Zim. I'm Invader Zim. You're Gur, and Cody's Dib. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God,
Yeah, we should
cosplay
do
group.
that
We have
next,
too
so.
many cosplays
Yeah,
to
we
get
got a
through.
lot. We got a lot.
Can't
Jesus
wait till
Christ.
this happen at all.
Yeah. Can't wait to do the Psyche K one. Really excited.
Oh,
about
yeah.
that.
Okay,
Yeah, that's gonna be
A
good.
lot of fun.
We got a lot of
Things.
ideas when cons open again. If
gonna
they
get
do,
crazy.
when they do, let's be optimistic about it.
Yes.
It's 2021. Let's stop being sad,
Yes.
huh? Okay, so to power through
Supposed to
real
be 2
quick.
weeks.
Yeah. To power through, Krone, yes, does agree to help them and give them all this information. And right when they think they have an upper hand, Isabel,
Chops
puts them
it.
right back down
Yep.
and tells them that they have no chance. Every time they think they have the upper hand, she's 2 steps ahead of them. And so she, gets wise to Krone and basically
Betrays her or lets her get betrayed. She
No,
lets her
she-
try to squeal on her.
Well, what she does is she, and the way Isabella goes about it too is also really fucking cool. She tells her that she knows that Krone wants to be a mom more than anything, so she tells her that she's gonna get promoted, and Krone, because of this like body language thing that she says earlier that she can is very good at people give tells
Okay.
without even knowing.
Was that explained in the anime?
Yeah.
That she's
Yeah.
like, oh, I have a body
They say it
language
in the
thing?
they say it in the manga too,
Yeah.
where she stares at them and she's like, "I know you guys are. I know. I don't try to hide anything
Yeah.
from me. I know you guys know or
Okay, 'cause
whatever."
I just thought it was like, oh, she's just good at telling when kids are lying. I just thought the kids were bad liars.
No, that's why I think when Isabel tells her good news, you've been promoted.
She knows.
Yeah, she knows. She can kind of see through it, and she goes, "Okay, I'm gonna fucking die. This is, Isabella is playing me, and I'm not gonna let her know that I know. So I'm gonna, help these kids even more. Which coincidentally, all these people want to all of a sudden help the kids when they're about to die.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and she does. I mean, she's just like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give them some more clues, and then
she gives them a pen, which is, I don't know if it's revealed in the manga yet, but the pen does tie to something that we haven't covered.
They do not so far in season 1 and through 37, but they do right at 38, I believe.
Yeah.
Right when.
that
the
the
other thing
pen
happens.
is
Okay,
tied to,
okay,
and I
good.
don't think it's a huge spoiler because we didn't cover this earlier, but we also forgot to mention that they find
They find
codes
her
and SOS
secret,
messages.
Yeah, secret room. The other
No, I was talking about the thing in the books.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, is there help from the outside world?
Yeah, this is when they start to piece together that there's other humans and that some of them are good.
Well,
or at
okay.
least
Yeah,
trying
some
to-
of them are good.
Yeah.
Was the significance of the pen covered in the anime? Because I remember when she's like, I left a little surprise for my final act of thing, and she left her pen, and one of the kids picks it up. And he's like, oh, it's a pen. I was like, what?
Well, that's what we were saying. That's what me and Megan
can
were
he
saying.
use that to stab someone?
And I don't think this is a huge spoiler because they do say it, right away. It's the pen is
Mightier than the sword, and
It's
move on.
it's connected to the person that they find. It's
it's Minerva's
Minerva.
pen.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
that's it. That's
It's
all
not
you need to know.
huge. It's not a huge spoiler.
at all.
It's
Is
not
that-
a
yeah.
huge spoiler. But yeah, we did also forget to mention that yes, Minerva, recognized by this owl sort of stamp that's in all these library books around the border, they find this code through breaks in the border, which is SOS that Phil figured out.
They find out it's Morse code, and they find out each one says truth, danger, doubt, run, and they're like, what could that mean? No shit, this is meant for us. That's their message is meant for us. It says harvest, monster, farm, and all of this is tied in. That obviously wouldn't say that unless it was specific for them to find. And it's hidden in Morse code. Maybe moms wouldn't think that kids know Morse code, but they do.
Well, these are again genius kids.
Genius kids that learn Morse code, apparently.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
yes.
so Krone leaves a pen that I won't say how it connects to Dr. Minerva or how they use it, or Mr. Minerva. But yeah, that's something
It's all
that
connected.
it's all connected. And so Krone basically leaves that for them and then walks to her death.
Yeah,
pretty
she
much.
packs her bags, and all the kids are like, no, bye. Because they like her. They're like, oh, this was a fun friend to have for a little bit.
Yeah.
And right when she gets to the gates, she spills the beans.
Yeah.
She goes, she knows what's going on. She's just trying to save her ass. At this point, she's like, "Fuck! I need to tell you everything I know," which is when the grandma. The grandma's there, correct? Yeah, and the grandma's just like, "Shut the fuck up."
I don't care.
Yeah, she goes, "Oh, that's my baby."
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, she goes, "This is the main hoe. We can't have you."
And that's when Krone has that thought or realizes, I never stood a chance.
Yeah.
I never had a fucking chance, dude.
Her fucking backstory. Oh my! I loved that. I loved all those scenes in the anime. In the manga, it was great, but in the anime, you're just like, fuck! Like, oh my god, it's so sad. It's so sad. Like, you hate her, but then you're just like, fuck, dude.
Is that where you get the shot of her and she's like,
When she's a kid?
after she like graduates basically and enters like the mom program, and then it's like she's just like pregnant.
I don't think she
No,
had.
I don't
No, that's
think Krone
Isabella.
was. That's Isabella, yeah.
No, Krone.
No,
was.
Krone didn't, because she's not a mom.
No.
I think the mom position, that's when you get into the mom position, is when they sign you to be mom, you have a baby.
Oh, okay. She's not a mom. She's just like a caretaker.
Yeah, well, she's like in the mom program, and she's, she hasn't been promoted to mom yet. And it's also around this time too. It might have been a little earlier that we find out that grandma, who's pulling all the strings, is also or was also Isabella's mom. When Isabella was a kid in her own farm, which I think Isabella was also a kid in the Gracefield house.
Possibly.
And I don't know if that's ever explicitly said, but I'm pretty sure it's implied.
Yeah.
That she was a mom, and the grandma was a mom. Isabella was one of grandma's kids.
Or they all just look the same. I mean, all the houses possibly look the same.
Possibly.
But that's up to whatever. But her death scene was awesome. I love how they're just like, this is not going to be a character anymore.
Yeah.
She's gone for... Isabella's just like, bye. Like, that's how fast Isabel can get shit done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wrong. In the anime,
no shit.
She pulled a knife out and she's like, and you get like a montage of her like learning self-defense. I'm like, oh, what's gonna, and it's just nothing. I don't even think she gets a stab in.
No.
She gets, and then she gets vetoed.
Yeah. And that's again
Vetoed
where
is the plant, the flower.
Yeah. That's where again this anime shines, because it takes that moment and it adds music to it, and it adds heart to it, and you do feel for her, even though I don't know. Again, it's really hard for me to like feel for any of these people. I guess when you look at it through the lens of them doing whatever they have to do to survive, and if it meant that they were going to get to live longer at the expense of sending other kids away, then I guess like you can't fault them too much. But at the same time, like they weren't trying to do anything.
It's a lot of brainwashing too.
Yeah. I mean, you're raised to do that, and you're told you can either die or do this. But then it's like, okay, in exchange for you living, you perpetuate the cycle and you help it grow to have even more people suffer, but you get to live, or you could just die now.
Yeah.
So you're going to have a child be like, do you want to just die?
You want to just die now?
You want to go to college?
You want to go to college and have a baby by someone we don't know.
Yeah, I wonder.
They're artificially inseminated for sure.
Yeah,
I don't think that
I don't think
going on.
I mean, yeah.
That would no.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that we're gonna find that out, but I don't think it's artificial insemination.
I feel like it's artificial insemination for sure, because it has to be. It's the whole process of like, it's like cattle. It's like farming.
Right.
It's like this sense where it's like this is how it is, and it's standard, and it doesn't complicate things.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything.
Oh, you know.
I actually don't know.
Because I like was in it, like I assume like, okay, when the kids grow up, they have their choice between being like a mom or becoming food. So I'm assuming like, oh, we only saw a girl go through that, but I'm assuming there's another side of that.
The kids
that
don't have a choice. They don't have They don't get the choice.
Look, I have a very loose grasp of this, but I'm aware that children being born requires a mother, yes, but it requires another part. And I assume that'll be covered later. Now,
So
I don't have the entire picture.
In the Promised Neverland.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that season 2's opening is going to be wild.
Oh my god. No.
But I do think that I'm leaning more towards the artificial insemination thing. But I do think because maybe. Who knows, dude? Maybe meat tastes better when it's made organically. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because oh god, I don't know. I didn't like that sentence.
That's the truth.
Where I'm at with this is, like I don't think they're getting like once they turn 12, that's like as old as you get to live on the farms, right? So it's like I don't think they're getting like if they were doing artificial stuff, and unless there's a higher class that I'm not aware of, they have to be getting, even if it's artificial, it's got to be coming from somewhere.
There's definitely
if these are demon like
No,
demon
it's
hybrids,
not half demon hybrids.
Then there's another.
But
They're
another
getting
half.
it from somewhere for sure, but I'm saying that they're not. They're like probably
for sure.
The sad part
they're probably
about
artificially inseminating these women.
The sad part about this is like obviously mom is the highest the highest ranking, so like there's definitely just women like pumping out babies, like that's horrible,
right? Because it's like, oh, here's everyone she took a class with, and then she was like one of the top students. What happens with the people that were bad at karate?
They're just baby makers.
Yeah, because it's also like, okay, one caretaker for like 30 kids. That math doesn't add up. Even if it's like, well, you have to have a child at least.
It's even
once.
worse.
Yeah, it's kind of even worse.
It's worse. And then obviously, okay, we're not getting to that, but like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. It's like it's like cattle. They're like human. It
Well,
doesn't matter if
that's
you're a mom. You're still a human. You're lower than the demons.
Oh yeah, 100%. And that's what again, that's what the series does really well. Is it reminds you these are cattle. These are not people. They are being treated like cows to the slaughter.
And the moms and all the humans, they don't stand a chance. So it's like
because even a trained human, like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna put a leg lock on a 30-foot demon?
Yeah, but I will say that they do. There are things. I don't know how they get impregnated, but I do know the relationship with humans and demons. I do know that.
Oh, okay.
And it's
right
sexual.
right after Krone dies, and they find out the Minerva Morse code, they search more in the house, and Don and Gilda decide to be dumb and go into a secret room that none of the kids have been in, but they know of, which is Mama's secret lair.
Yeah.
And they go in, and that's when Don finds Connie's bunny. And he goes, hey, that's weird. She always traveled with that thing. Why would she just leave it? And there's a bunch of different toys and all of the clothes that they get sent off with. And he's like, okay, one thing is not like the other.
And that's when they realize, like, if they were just getting, sold.
Just sold to pedophiles. The toys wouldn't be here. I think they lied to us.
Yeah, and that's when they really start putting the pieces together, and then they don't get caught. They do go confront Emma and Norman and Ray and tell them that they've been lying to them to tell them the truth, which they do. And, they don't accept right away, but they accept it pretty quickly that this has to be the case.
Because, he says, who would lie about that? He's like, why would you lie about that? And then Don gets really upset because you think that he's just upset because Connie died and blah, blah. And he's like, no, we're siblings. And I thought you guys would trust me and Gilda more than that. Yeah. And I was like, fuck, dude, that's such a good reason to get mad. And he punches them in the face.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Don't you like Dex Norman?
He decks Norman and Ray. And they're just like...
Which makes it, because he's a huge child.
Don is really big.
Like, right.
Yeah, they're like, we can't do anything about it.
Yeah, Don is grown, but I also like Don was my least favorite character.
Yeah, I would TBH. Don always kind of annoyed the fuck out of me in the beginning. I mean, that scene made me like him more, but yeah, he was not my favorite character like at all.
And it is interesting to see like what kids become more important as the story goes on and how they become important and stuff like that. But Don is one of those kids that, like,
you never get out of it.
Irritated the fuck out of me. I, slowly kind of came around to him, but he's no Ray, and he for sure ain't no Norman.
I was just like, oh, okay, so he's gonna be the physically fit one. That's like, we need someone to reach a higher shelf, and he goes,
that's his only purpose for sure.
Emma's got that shit down. Emma is like the agile one. She's the one that can run the fastest. She's the one that can climb the most shit. Like, she's the one that gets shit done in that sense. But Don is tall, so there's that.
Don is tall.
Don is tall for his age.
That's the thing. When you're short, you gotta be faster. You gotta be more. You need dexterity.
You gotta work harder.
If someone's just tall, they're fine.
It's just like with hot people. All you gotta do is be hot. With tall people,
literally, also be tall if you for hotness.
Yeah, and if you're tall, you're automatically hot to some
Nothing
people.
more degrading than entering that 5'7" in a dating site.
Oh God.
We kind of
like
lie,
or do I have an awkward confrontation at some point?
We kind of mixed stuff, but it's okay.
It happens.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's the same shit. But after that, technically, Dawn and all of them are, talking, and then they realize that Mama tells some shit to Ray, and she pretty much goes, I fucking know. I know all the shit.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. I had to get rid of Sister Krone, but I got to do this other thing now. So
I got to get rid of some other dead weight.
Yeah, and you're out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I got to get rid of real.
Watching you slowly realize that you weren't going to be able to get out what you were trying to get out, and then just going, yep.
Yeah. So she pretty much says, I'm not going to fucking lean on you anymore. I'm not going to use you as someone. I'm doing this shit now.
Yeah, I got
Bye.
it. Yeah.
And then he's, she pretty much is like, I'm gonna fuck shit up. So she
Mama's in the captain's chair and she's riding solo.
She definitely is. She looks at her tracker and she's like, where are these little fucks? Where's that redhead and white haired bitch?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck their shit up.
Yeah.
Finds them in the woods.
Yep.
Because he was supposed to distract them while
Exactly.
they went to go scope out the wall.
Yeah.
Exactly. And she said, nope, I'm not gonna use you anymore. Bye. And then they have a conversation, and Mom goes, okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
We're not going to do this anymore. Just like such a mom thing to say, just like, okay, you've had your fun.
Well, what I really
This
like
ended.
about this moment, too, is there's, right before that happens, there's the moment where I liked it a lot, where she says, hi, Emma, hi, Norman, like, I'm Isabella. Like, this is the first time we're actually meeting each other for real. This is the first time, like, you're not being fake, I'm not being fake.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you kind of thing.
This
I was
is
like,
my name.
Ooh, I like that.
I'm not mama no more, bitches.
Yeah.
That's
you know?
a great way to start that confrontation.
Yeah. No, it really was. And of course, Emma's not going to give up. And she tries to
Tackle her?
tackle
she
her.
tries to tackle her and steal her tracker, and Ray, not Ray, Norman's running away because he doesn't really want her to see the sheets that he's already collected for the wall. And as he's running away, you hear like...
Yeah. And in the manga too, it was like huge, panels of, crack. And it was intense in both the manga and the anime.
shook me. I was not expecting that to happen because the whole thing is they have to be perfect. They wear white clothing so that she knows when there's stains on them. She knows to keep them tip-top shape. So for her to go that far just to prove a point was fucking insane.
Well, yeah, also it puts their plan.
It ruins everything.
It ruins
It was
everything.
like the like, oh god damn, and then just the absolute lowest point.
Yep.
And I'm seeing Emma just being like,
Oh yeah, for those who don't know the crack, she broke her leg.
Oh yeah, she broke her leg. Yeah, she broke her leg.
Yeah.
She put they don't show it because maybe it would have looked a little goofy, but that means she put her in like a leg lock,
Yeah.
like cracked her leg.
Yeah.
Does
Yeah.
they show it?
No, they just show like the crack, and like it could be for two reasons. It could be to like maybe she cracked her neck,
Yeah,
but
no,
also
she kind of shows it. She just pulls her leg. I'm pretty sure she just breaks the shit out of her leg.
I
And-
thought she cracked her neck in the anime.
yeah, right.
Yeah, no, it looked like that at first, and then they show the leg, and it's just fucking brutal.
And then
And
she,
she's
like,
like, oh, she's hugging her. She's like, it'll be okay. And that's the point where she actually does love them, and she's
No,
Yes.
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 Yeah.
yes, she's it doesn't, it's okay, my adorable Emma, it's fine. We're gonna get through this. This was
puts
for
a-
your own good. This was for your own good. It's an ending where this is done. We're not doing this shit anymore.
Okay. So Norman, let's come back. And,
Yeah, and that's also
by the way, Norman.
Yep.
I got two things. One, you're done, Emma. You're
Yep.
done.
Mhm.
Norman, you're done in a different way.
Yeah.
In that you're being shipped out next week,
Oh yeah, we're expediting things.
speeding things up
Yeah,
a little.
yeah. We're getting you out. We're getting you out of here.
Omegato, Norman.
yeah. So that's like where the series hits. It's like for the characters the lowest low. That's when there's at that point to them it seems like nothing.
No
there's
hope.
no coming back from this.
No.
They can't escape on foot. One of their most important, valuable assets is being shipped out.
And that's why she did it.
Oh, yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
She goes, okay, who's the smartest one out of all these
Yeah,
bitches?
well,
Yeah.
it's not Ray.
It's not Ray.
definitely not Daunt's tall ass. Okay,
It's definitely not Gilda's four-eyed
yeah,
bitch
four
ass.
eyes Gilda over
It's
there.
not fucking Phil's little bitch
Yeah,
ass. No,
yeah,
it's gonna
not
be
big head Phil over
Big
there.
Head Phil. Yeah, it's not Hamster Phil. It's definitely gonna be Norman.
Yeah,
It's
definitely gonna be Norman. And really,
That's what I thought. Like, oh shit, is this just about a bunch of kids dying? Because I don't know, the anime can go anywhere.
Really?
Well, yeah, and that's why I do want to kind of hit these points because I do want to talk about where it can go in season 2. But after they, reveal that Norman's going to get shipped out, he basically, they start talking about because the next note I wrote down was Ray's fetus memories, but that happens a little bit after because Emma just sort of acts like she's been defeated, right?
Yeah, in the manga, it seemed more genuine.
I think it is genuine to a point.
Yeah, of course. And then, she's like, no. Like, she was sad for maybe a day, and then she was like, okay, I got booked, but my book was stressed. But before you know that, you just see Norman pretty much like, okay, this is the plan. I'm going to go.
I'm going to, look, yeah, they're like, we can escape today. And
Ray's going to break his fucking arm.
We'll all break our legs.
Yeah, I'm going to break all the little kids' legs so then you could stay. No, you're going to survive. And he's like, nope, this is it. I need to go.
And also, what kind of plan is that?
It's a horrible plan.
He's like, I'm not.
This is why I'm being sent out, because I don't come up with plans like that.
Yeah, because I'm the one who would never do that. And that's why, they're going to eat me first because I'm delicious.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, and that's when they basically decide to try to expedite, Norman's escape at least. And, Norman has that moment where he, goes to the edge of the wall and kind of looks out and then comes back. And he just kind of accepts that he's going to be eaten. And,
he kind of had an idea, I feel, when he knew they're like, we're going to escape. You need to escape. You're going to hide it. Because their plan was just not the best.
Garbage.
You're going to hide in the
garbage.
woods and we're going to give you food and you're going to survive here. And he's just like, I don't think that would work. It's not going to work.
If one other smart kid was here, I would not have to die right now.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to know what your brains taste like. Because
and that scene is so good when you see him just fucking walking back and they're all just terrified and like horrified that they're seeing him again like that. They're like, what the you were gone. You could have made it. And he's like, nope.
Yeah.
He's just got a smile on his face like, nah, it's over, guys.
God damn.
Nah, I'm done.
He's like, we had a good life. We had a good life. You guys made me so happy. I love you both. And I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah, let me put on my little ass fedora and walk out.
Time for this cowboy to mosey on out of the farm.
And his little suitcase.
That was so cute though.
Oh my
it was so cute, and in the
God.
anime, of course, it was.
I'm thinking
way
like
sadder.
Is that
I feel like
part of the appeal to the demons is to dress them up like little businessmen?
Well, it's for them to be excited about them getting adopted.
Okay,
it's
like,
probably
I
for the
get to
kids
dress
more than it is
up,
for the demons.
I think it's more for the demons than
are
it is for the. This is where we're gonna disagree again. I think the demons are just
the
like.
demons are like, okay.
You give them the little hat or the little bonnet.
Yeah.
Or little businessmen you're sending them.
Yeah, well, they do have the same outfits every time they get shipped out.
Yeah, so
it
it's
must
like
be personal preference. They're like, they spend a lot of time working out that outfit. They're like, it has
Tip
to
top.
be, It has to
to
look
be-
business casual, but kind of like,
Can you give them a briefcase? Children wear backpacks. Yeah, no, but
No,
like,
briefcase.
imagine like a little briefcase.
He
That'd be
means business.
adorable.
He means
Imagine
business.
kids like bringing their stuffed
Imagine
animals.
right before.
in
Imagine they
briefcase.
think they're getting adopted, and he has like a stupid hat and a briefcase. Imagine.
and right when they're like, where do I put my briefcase?
And then his little briefcase falls over. That'd be so funny, dude. And he has little papers in there too.
It's like,
that's
what's that kid got in a briefcase?
they're fun.
They're
doing
dumbass toys.
The demons are doing it because they think it's hilarious. They're just like, what's the most ridiculous thing we could dress them up in right before we eat their brains? One guy's like a fireman. We could dress them up like little firemen.
They're like, oh, you've been accepted into the Fireman Academy. You have to keep a straight face. It's very important to keep a straight face.
Oh shit, man! I'm gonna write my own fan fiction, and that's gonna be part of the story.
Damn.
The behind the scenes of the demon realm.
But all that joking aside, it is a very sad moment.
Oh, it's brutal.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
And what I do find very interesting in the manga and in the anime, but I think more so in the anime, they don't outright show you Norman being eaten.
Mm-mm.
They don't like.
They get there. They get to the gate, and Mama's like, "Well, are you happy?" She's like, "You had a good time," and he's like, "Yeah, I did actually."
You done with your little thing you were doing trying to escape?
I'm
and,
cool.
She in the anime she goes, yeah, just go over there.
Yeah.
And Gate always like, aw.
He goes,
well,
"What?" And then that was it.
it was a good ride.
Good ride. The best. He's like, this hat is cool. I like the. I get it. And the demon's like, I need the hat. You have to give the hat back though, because
He's like, can I just be, at least neck down? Can I be buried in this?
no,
Like,
the hat stays. At the
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very hard to get these hats, surprisingly, because we have such long nails we can't actually.
Yeah, and we have to custom make them for little tiny heads, dude. It's
Wait.
really hard. To
I mean,
do.
Norman has a pretty fucking big head.
Oh, they all have huge heads.
They all have huge heads. That was custom made for his ass's big ass brain.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a sad day in Gracefield House. They're very sad. Emma and Ray are just a mess. They are depressed. Ray is even more
Ray's just
depressed.
like, let's just fucking die.
Yeah, he goes, let's die. I'm fucking done.
Which out of the 3 kids, I did think it was going to be Ray that was going to be the one to die.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
I was
me
really
too.
surprised that it was Norman. I thought Norman had longevity. Yeah.
But then it made, because it was also like, he's too smart.
Yeah, she knew that too. I mean,
That's why.
yeah, you see what happens, but everyone's all sad, and then Ray, is that after Ray talks to Emma in the house?
And he's like,
At what point? Is that the next thing that happens?
Yeah, I
pretty
think
much?
it's the next thing that happens.
So
yeah.
Because Emma's just been like sitting by trees, being like, all right,
blank stare, and all the kids are like, Emma.
she really did it. Yeah, that Emma. When that little kid says, Emma,
I know.
and you're like, oh no,
Aw.
the light in this tunnel has been extinguished.
Yeah, I know.
We lost Norman, and now we lost Emma.
Oh,
And Ray,
but before
Ray is still just,
And Ray's just always been
really
fucking
hasn't
weird.
changed.
no,
in the
no, he's just a little
So,
sadder. But
let's
Emma
just
has a
die.
conversation with Mama.
Yeah.
Pretty much, and that's when Mama
Oh.
has her little scene with Emma, just saying, you could be, I could.
Oh
you could
yeah,
be
she
a
offers
mom.
her a mom position.
She goes,
yeah.
I
Yeah,
think you'd be a great mom, and you can have kids. She's just selling it to her because I really do believe that Mama does love.
Yeah,
Emma
I like
a lot.
the.
We'll get to that at the end, but
Like, I know you're mad at me, but what if I told you I was going to enter you into the mother program? Emma? No, it'll be fun. And then you can become a mom.
You know what?
And then
know
you
how,
can
like,
just accept death.
Yeah.
And you know what? Or just fucking die. How about
Or just
that?
fucking
Or
die.
you know how your whole plan, as stupid as it is, to not just save yourself, but to save literally every other child here. Imagine instead of doing that, you killed them all, but you got to live. The opposite of what you want to do.
Now who's a good mom?
Yeah, obviously she does not accept that offer. Nor
Yeah.
in
That'd be
any
wild.
universe would she accept that offer.
Yeah, dude,
Imagine if that's how the series
I
ends. She's like,
know. I was like, imagine her as a mom.
I
Like
know.
that'd be crazy.
but yeah, and she's defeated, but then as it turns out, she's only been faking being defeated. And Ray has this moment after enough time has passed, we also realize that Ray's about to get shipped out too.
Yeah, he gets
On
told.
his birthday.
Yeah.
'Cause
So
he's hitting the age limit.
Yeah.
the night before his birthday, he calls Emma to the dining room and says, "Hey Emma, what's going on? I just want to let you know that
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill myself."
Yeah, I'm going out.
Look, the main plan guy's gone. Now it's my plan.
Yeah.
Now here's what I've been working on. I've been aware of this my whole life. Here's my plan that I've been building up to.
Here's my whole plan that I've been working on my entire life.
Literally his entire life.
Yeah, since I was in the womb,
Is
because
this
I have
what-
memories
Yeah,
in,
he's
in
like
the
there-
fetus.
I always knew because I have. By
In
the
the
way, I
fetus?
have
As a
photographic memory. I'm gonna set myself on fire,
yeah.
and then you guys can run away.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Ah?
And Emma's just like, God damn, we need Norman.
yeah.
God damn it, he's
and-
lost his fucking
Yeah.
way.
And it
Yeah,
turns
he
out,
is like, I did it. I
Yeah.
won.
Yeah.
They're not gonna eat me. I'm gonna burn to death.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Norman's brains must have been delicious because Norman knew that was Ray's plan and had a plan to counteract Ray's plan.
Fuck, dude.
Which-
Literally, fuck, dude. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck, yes.
Being
Yeah.
like that, a lot of that relied on Emma catching that match though.
Oh, yeah, no,
because
imagine she-
it wasn't like, oh, I swapped out the gasoline with water.
That would have been way better.
It's like,
No,
oh, that's
you would've
olive
not
oil in
smelled
there.
it.
Oh, but they still needed the gasoline.
And
Yeah.
you could smell gasoline versus
yeah, but
water.
they're smart kids. They could figure it out.
Yeah.
They could put a little bit of gas in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still a little bit of gas could
'Cause he, like-
actually ignite a fire.
And then he drops the match, and Emma's like able to catch it.
And she goes, not today.
Not today.
And then he goes, my cronies come in, fucking Landon and the other fucking guy. And then they're like, we got shit. And Ray's like, Ray is shook. Ray has never
Yeah.
been more shook in his life, even though he's known everything in his life, what's going to
Yeah,
happen.
yeah.
He's like, whoa, what is
Yeah.
this sensation of not knowing
He's
something?
like, Norman, you son of a
yeah,
bitch.
he goes,
dude."
Norman, you fucking dope guy.
Yeah. And Norman just somewhere, it's like, tips his little hat. He's like, I got you, Ray.
He's like, Emma, milady.
My lady. Yeah. And that's when, Emma catches the match, stops Ray's plan from happening, tells him Norman's plan, what she's been preparing for the whole time, secretly continuing to train the kids. Dawn and Gilda are secretly training the kids while she pretends to be defeated, but her leg's good. It's been good, but she's acting like she still can't walk on it. This and this and that. They've been making preparations. They're escaping tonight.
And they still,
and he's just like, you let me pour gasoline on myself and light a match and drop it.
Yeah.
Before you revealed to me we had a plan.
Yep.
And she's like, it's great, right? You thought.
She's like, good thing I cut that match.
See the look on your face right now.
Really? No, that was exactly it. And then, they do set the house on fire. She goes, and Mom's like, what the fuck? And she runs downstairs, and then she's like, Ray's in the fire. And she's like, what the fuck is that smell? Because they cut one of the girls' hairs off to make it smell like
That's so smart, because at first you just see like hot dogs and like, or other like random meats, and I'm like, it's going to smell like a barbecue. It's going to smell
really
good. You know?
I get the appeal now, you know?
Yeah. Megan, you also did mention that, something about humans tasting pretty good.
Second time.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I meant like, and I'm Isabel now. It's just like, I get the appeal of like the demons eating kids.
You weren't cosplaying in the last episode, though.
Yeah, but I do this.
But you were just being yourself and saying that humans taste good.
I wasn't myself. I was saying that hypothetically they probably do taste good. And we had someone comment that actually human meat is addictive. So how about that?
Which I don't trust.
I don't think that's something you want to be right about either.
That human meat is addictive.
I
that
did
can't possibly be true.
I did my own research. Anyway,
what I
okay, we don't need to talk about it right now because we're talking about the Promised Neverland right now. Actually,
you're right. You're absolutely right. And to avoid getting into any more hot water, let's talk about how good that meat probably smelled when it was burning. Huh?
Yeah, it was probably good, but the hair was not cute.
Have you ever smelled burnt hair?
Yes.
Disgusting.
I straightened my hair.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, and it looked burnt too.
Fuck you!
You called me old.
Okay, that's valid.
Yeah, you're right. I'm pretty old, but it's never looked better on anybody, huh?
Josh is literally gonna hate me after this. That's a joke.
No, I don't know. I don't even know.
No, we had a conversation. You should see what we talk about when you're not here.
Yeah, it's a lot of Cody just telling me, you look great. No, like no one can tell,
And we're both just like, man, I think I've given up. And I'm like, same, dude. When does Megan get here?
When does Megan get here? It gets we get a lot happier when you get here.
Oh,
it's a real bummer when it's just me and Cody.
I think I've just accepted the inevitability of.
This is what happens. This is what happens. But hair smells disgusting. Have you ever smelled burnt hair before?
Yeah.
Yeah, it smells like ass.
Yeah.
Maybe worse than ass.
Worse than ass.
So she's smelling.
I wouldn't even consider to sniff. I would just assume like they were burning. Like I wouldn't look out for the smell of burning flesh.
I mean, she's smart.
Yeah, they're covering their bases. I think.
Yeah, no, it was smart. It's just I wouldn't think to even like.
It's Norman.
It's all Norman.
Yeah, Norman was the one who did it. But yeah, she smells it and she's telling all the kids, go outside the house. And then she's looking for Emma because she turns around, she's not there. And then she cocks the tracker, nothing on the tracker. Then she looks in a bucket and. Oh boy!
Oh yeah, she chopped that ear. She went Mike Tyson on herself.
She went Mike Tyson on herself, like she
and
Ray.
Really?
And Ray.
You guys went with Mike Tyson on himself instead of Van Gogh. Literally.
Yeah, like Mike Tyson on himself. Herself. Yeah. More than Van Gogh. Yeah.
They had
a guy who cut off his ear.
Hey, Cody, they had a Van Gogh.
They had to Van Gogh.
That saves it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do the fist pump from now on because I complain about my sweaty hands way too much.
Yeah, it's you complaining. It's like you're sitting next to the air conditioning too.
Yeah, but it's not.
Do you think it's on?
Yeah.
Do you think it's on, Cody?
I don't know. I'm not sitting.
Do you think it's on in this long?
I don't get air conditioning privileges.
Apron dress.
Yeah, it would ruin the audio if it was on. Yeah. Hey, you're welcome, everybody watching and listening.
That's what it sounded like.
Though.
Yeah, it'd feel good, but it'd sound terrible. No.
Oh, I thought you were gonna make a what?
Okay, we all know that something could have been.
Yeah, we all know something could have happened.
I wanted to hear it though, but anyway,
you can figure out the ending to that.
Yeah,
that's what they said.
Right?
Yes.
Anyway,
that's what a person in a different position has said
to
someone else.
So the ears are off. Ray's also off. Ray's ears off. They're both not tracked. They did it to themselves. It's really funny that they didn't do it to anyone else but themselves.
Did they not cut off the little kids' ears?
Well, they don't have to at that point. They have to cut off.
Gone.
Emma has to cut off her ear and Ray's ear so that they show up on the trackers.
Because the kids are already pretty much.
Yeah.
in
But
another
once they're
area.
gone, they're gone. Like, it doesn't matter.
But she like doesn't look at her tracker.
No, she does, and then she sees all of the little kids grouped up, and she thinks that, oh, okay. When she goes outside and she looks, she goes, wait, what the fuck? These aren't all the kids. She thinks that it's the kids while she's putting out the fire because it's a large group of green. When she goes out, it's not all the kids.
Okay.
Because she doesn't know how, she's all just a lump of one color.
Yeah.
So then you find out that all the kids are like, yeah, what's up?
Yeah,
They're
let's
fucking
go.
hyped up. They're like, let's go. And then...
And their plan, by the way, is
they're
to...
doing that little determined.
Yeah. And their plan, by the way, is to leave like Phil in charge of some of the younger kids.
Because Phil reveals
Well-
he has the intellect of a grown adult.
Phil is an
mention it,
old
though.
sage.
They
you know?
mention it like, oh, Phil, what's his scores nowadays? They're like,
Well,
he's scoring pretty high nowadays. They're like,
he
oh,
figured out the Minerva thing
Yeah.
before anybody else did, too.
I knew there was some shit about
It was just
Phil
like
in
I
the very
assumed
episodes, in the very
something was
season.
off because you came back when you were supposed to get the bunny, and then you guys were like super quiet, and really you were acting super
Yeah.
weird.
Phil has common sense, it sounds
Yeah,
like.
again, just another reminder. They did not play that smooth at all. I don't think. Every time someone was like, "So what happened?" Like, nothing.
Because they figured that they were just like they didn't think that anyone else would like pick up on because they're just kids. Like
Yeah.
Phil's pretty
Yeah.
small. I mean, he's young, so they didn't think anything of it.
He's an
Where
old
Don
soul,
and,
though. Yeah.
Don and Gilda, they had to bring into the loop because they would have been like, "Why are you guys?" Even Gilda was like, "I didn't want to ask you, but I knew something was up." So
Yeah. But their plan is to come back in 2 years
2 years.
and get the rest of them and leave Phil in charge. Phil's going to hold down the fort while they're gone.
Yeah.
And so they're running through the woods. They make it to the wall, and then they see why Norman, or they already knew why Norman turned back, was that there's this like ravine that separates their piece of land from the next piece of land, and there's this huge drop.
Yeah, Norman saw that. He was just like,
yeah.
"All right, they got me."
He's like, touche.
No, he
I don't
goes,
know
all right.
what I thought was on the other side.
Yeah. I don't know why I thought this would work ever. You
Because
know?
I think I know how to get across it now. So
Yeah.
then he figures out a plan to do that. But then they all go across. They tie some shit. All of them are going.
Yeah, they're like
And-
on little clothes hangers.
Yeah, they're so cute.
and
they're
the
all
whole time
excited.
Ray's just like, "You guys prepared?"
Yeah, Ray's still shook.
Yeah.
He's just
Ray
he
is
was
so
completely
shook.
left out of any sort of preparing,
Which is
or
a
training.
gamble and a risk.
Yeah, no, Ray was just like, and then you see glimpses of like Norman being like, "Hey, I did a pretty good job."
Yeah.
Yeah, Norman's ghost like shows up
Yeah.
and he's like, "Yep, one more surprise
From old Norman.
old Norman, the mastermind." And Ray's just like, "You guys learned how to shoot giant ropes using soda bottles?"
Yeah.
And then was like,
Where was I?"
we were training for months." He's like, "Not once did you inform me of this?"
Yeah. He's like, I was there. I never saw any of this
I
happen.
saw you guys doing this. You couldn't even.
Yeah.
Is why you guys were using clothes hangers off of rope? I guess I don't know why I thought you were doing
I
that.
guess I just, why wasn't I able to put that together?
There's just like little 4-year-olds going, "It's my turn," and like loading up. And Norman's like, "You're all ready to do this? It's a giant chasm." Like, "We're already mentally prepared." He's like, "I'm not."
Yeah, he's like, "What?"
He's like, I'm going to need a second.
"How
Yeah.
does any of this work?" And he's like, "Well, thanks to Norman. I was the third person to know. You told
Yeah.
all the other. You told everyone else but
I'm
me.
the second smartest person here.
I'm
You
soaked in gasoline.
should-
It
should
doesn't wash
tell
off."
me these things. Yeah.
I'm gonna smell for weeks.
Yeah.
Why
Fucking
would you?
weeks.
Why would you let me take it that far?
Yeah, I know.
I feel like such an idiot.
I mean, like, you act shocked when I did it. What? You knew I was going to do
Yeah.
it the whole time.
Norman knew I would pour gasoline on myself and light myself on fire, and he was like, "Let him do that."
Yeah, Norman told you to let me do that.
It was a part of the plan. It was necessary.
And yeah, just a 2-year-old being like, "Norman didn't think you'd be able to handle it."
And Ray's like,
Yeah,
fuck
pussy.
you. Yeah. He kicks him off the edge, and that's like a thing I didn't expect to see when Ray kicked
So
that kid off the edge of the wall.
Yeah, he's just like, "We're not escaping with everyone."
Yeah, I was like, and Emma's like, one, doesn't matter.
Yeah, one's
You know,
fine.
one's
So
fine.
they end up
We're already
going.
leaving a bunch behind.
Yeah.
They end up all going across everyone but Emma, and right as Emma's gonna fucking go.
I hate that scenario because I'm like, "Don't," and she's like, "Yeah, I guess we all did make it, didn't we?" And I'm like, no, this is not the
Yeah,
time to
don't
think
have
about
this
that.
conversation
I
on this side of the wall. Have it
know.
on the other side of the wall.
I finally
Seriously,
achieved
don't have
my
this
goals,
internal-
and we're finally here, and
Monologue here.
we've all come so far, all the children, and then just mom.
Yeah.
Mom's like, "Fuck," and then you see Mama, and she's just like, "Wait, Emma,
Yeah, and she starts dabbing. Yeah,
Yeah, she starts.
or
"Look,
flossing.
Emma, look
yeah.
what I can do.
Yeah.
You can dab.
We can dab together.
now. You can stay.
Yeah, what did you say? Yeah, we can play Fortnite.
We'll play Fortnite.
We'll make
Yeah.
slime. We'll play Fortnite, and then we'll do whatever you want. Minecraft.
We'll start live streaming. We can go on Twitch. We can start a Twitch channel. Emma.
TikTok. I'll learn all the TikTok dances with you, Emma.
Yeah.
All of them.
I'm still cool. You want to stay with cool mom, right?
Yeah. Oh man, and we get to see her backstory too, and we get to see like this in the anime too. This is another moment where it shines more than I think it does in the manga. Where this is like this guy, this kid that used to live with her or was a sibling of hers is playing this song, and you get to hear the song, and it's a beautiful song. And yeah,
That's not the song.
that's not the song, Cody, and you know it. Such a beautiful song, man.
That was
It's Isabel's
exactly-
lullaby. That's
Yeah.
what it's called.
And it's this beautiful moment, and I kind of, I guess, get this moment where we can empathize with Isabella. And
You see that
apparently
she was-
you guys did. I don't know.
She was the Emma of her generation.
yeah, but she
was
made the wrong choice.
She was the Emma / Norman because she stood on that wall like Norman did. It's like, oh man, that's a giant.
And
chasm.
then you see a woman, which is her mom, put her hand out, and then she shows her the demons and says, but probably on her adoption day she didn't die. She just got sent to, the mama school.
because she had that guy that her friend was like sent off, and she was in the same position as Emma when she lost Norman.
But the difference is one of them made the decision to continue to feed into the cycle of evil.
Emma was never given that decision.
Yeah, until later when she already lost one of her friends.
She took it upon herself
to
do the right thing.
I mean, she had Isabel was by herself.
And
she didn't have a Norman or a Ray where they could help her out.
She had guitar guy though.
He was gone.
He was sent, and I think that was part of the thing of her like staring at them all like leaving and being like, "You guys all," because I don't.
Yeah.
I got the sense that she was like, when I saw that chasm, I accepted my fate in this world.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's seeing that the generation that she did help raise, like, found a way to accomplish, like. She
worked together to accomplish the goal, which, like, if she had all those other kids, it probably wouldn't have come out that way. She probably would have tried her best, but she didn't have anyone but herself.
Yeah.
Hey, Isabella, die. Instead of repeating the cycle.
Okay, you don't
Well, look
understand
at it-
human
look at it from
psychology and
another
and
perspective.
the will to live.
Yeah. We really have to.
You gotta go into that.
Yeah, we gotta have a conversation off mic, guys.
Yeah.
And her narration's even like a little like, you know what? Go for it. And she's even like, I took the ropes down. They're not going to know where you went. That's that's the only thing I can do to help you. But you know what? Best of luck to you. And it's only because she raised them to be like that were they able to finally break. She raised a generation that could break, that had the hope to break the cycle.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
guess.
she says,
So
know,
whatever. I guess so. Yeah.
Let's have the
sure.
conversation of does she love them or not. I think it's pretty clear she does.
I wish I could have just loved them normally. They were so small. They were all so small. Go on, be careful, and I pray that you find the light.
Yeah, a mom really loves her children.
It
when
was
she
an order.
when she compliments their size.
It was in order for me to survive. I wanted to live for a long time, longer than anyone. I was so angry, unbearably so, when I learned that he had been killed. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't change anything. That's why at least I wanted to keep living as a human they couldn't eat. So it's like a fuck you to the demons, just like fucking Ray.
It's a fuck you, so they can't eat you. But yeah, they're gonna eat a lot more.
But she was a
little
kid. She was a kid when she made this decision. You think as a grown adult, growing into your own, that you would want to kill children? No, she's like, okay, I'm not as.
But she's still taking part of it, and she had no like. She did not want them to escape. She did not want them to get out.
Well,
yeah, she raised them that way to be able to handle it if they did. But
again, this leads to her thing is she did get like they lived in a world where all they knew was love and like
exactly
and friendship, and they ate right. They got to play all the time. They got to be the happiest kids in the world. And it's like, which the kid's plans right now is to go run off into a forest.
But all that means is that she's not making beef. She's making Wagyu, because that's what they do to those cows. They give them like they figured out that giving them comfort and letting them, not be able to, walk around or feeding them really good food, like makes the meat better. So
Well, what's
No,
better,
because-
free range chicken or the chicken in coops?
And
Look, the
she-
chicken's getting fed to the slaughter either way, but at least these chickens gotta know the.
And
the
she's
freedom.
a good mom. She's a good mom until the end. There's not kids in this world other than them. Other than
the
these kids
sake?
that they raise.
No,
not for
not
the
for the
sake.
sake.
We can agree to. We don't have to
How about
agree.
instead of saying for the sake, you have any counter argument?
I have had plenty counter arguments. Really, my first counter argument was that she's making wagyu. She's not doing it to benefit the children. She's not doing it to give them a happy, lovely life. She's doing it because a less stressed brain and a loving brain probably gets juicier and probably gets fatter. You know what I mean? She's not doing it because she cares about them. She's doing it to make a better product.
Sure, but she also
And
loves them.
what a cowardly thing to say, like, oh, now that you're escaping, now that you've already like done all the work, and now that you're the one escaping, I love you and I hope you make it.
No.
But before that, you were gonna get shipped out and you were gonna get eaten, and I didn't blink. I didn't think twice about it.
Well, someone
you know?
had to be shipped out, and she was like, I might as well ship out the person. That was still a logical choice she made, but it was for the pursuit of them just accepting, just live a happy life for a bit. And then, like, I don't know if it's like go run off into a forest where you like have like what 3 days worth of food and starve to death.
Yeah, I
Is
mean,
that
she
really
let-
better?
She just let them have, she let them have their way. She could have
And then-
easily maybe called the demons and said she could have told them where they're at, but she didn't.
Yeah.
She even says,
She covers her tracks. She's like, I
Exactly.
didn't tell them
Yeah,
where
but
you went.
like
It'll
that's
take
what
them
I'm
more
saying.
hard-
How convenient that it took it getting to that point.
She even
before
said-
when she's already lost. When she's lost, she's like, well, I can't lose more, so I might as well I hope you're safe and I
Her
hope you're happy.
final act of true care for them was doing the best she could to make sure they could escape. Now that that's what they were doing, if she hated them, she could have been like. Apparently, some of them still have trackers on them.
yeah.
Well, yeah, they do.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, if they didn't all cut their ears out, then
But
they
they
can
have
eat
that
baby
little
track,
thing, that
which
little-
means she
yeah.
can track them down anytime she wants to, and even other people could. So I'm not sure how that's gonna.
But they have a thing.
They have a thing. Okay.
She really, she loves them.
And then she's like, now that you've done it, you've broken this. She thought doing what they did was impossible when she stood on that wall, and she's like, you've done it. And now she helps them. If she hated them, if she just saw them as cattle, she would have squealed on them. She would have led the demons to them. They could have been easily recaptured at that point because how far could they have gotten? They have trackers on them.
And she loves Emma. She wouldn't have told Emma about the mom program. She loves her and she wants her to keep living.
But
In
asking
any
Emma
way
to
she
do
can.
that, is like evil, because if she's her
Oh my
mom
God,
and she
then
knows
just-
who she
okay,
really is and
Josh.
cares about her, then she's
Then they just die.
She's
Then they
giving,
just die.
She's
Then they
offering
just die.
something that she's offering Emma something that she knows, if she really knows Emma, that Emma would never do, and that's
She thought she would never do it.
and that's asking Emma to sacrifice who she is as a person. And she didn't never think she would do it. She did it pretty quickly after her fucking little
Because
guitar
she had
friend died.
no one.
which you should know.
Okay, I
What
knew it was
that's
gonna
like.
come along. I knew it was going to come around to this.
It's just a lot. It's just a lot, and it's sad. And she really did love them, and the circumstances she wished were different, but they aren't. And she was a good mom. She was a good mom up until they found out what was going on. She would have been a great mom if they didn't know.
Yeah, if she didn't feed him to demons. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but that's the world they live in, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we live in a world where lots of terrible things happen, but I choose not to, take part in them.
Go on, be careful, and I pray that you can find the light.
For the sake of time, we'll agree to disagree, because this episode has
No.
already gone on far too long.
Comment what you think. Is
Thank
Isabella
you.
actually
Yes.
a good mom and loves her kids, or is she a horrible demon like Josh is saying and has no layers to being a character
Yes.
at all?
Comment down below and let us know what you think Isabella's true heart is.
Yeah. And then, I mean, what's the final reveal?
Oh, yeah.
Can I say it, or do you guys want to say it? I like saying them. I like just saying them like nonchalantly too.
Just no build up, no
Yeah.
tension.
Yeah,
I
no.
think it's funny
You
to
probably
just
said it
say
like 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've
yeah.
already.
I've fantasized about saying it like 3 times. Yeah. Yeah. Raise her biological. So
There we go.
it's so fun to just say them.
Though
Yeah.
he's known all along because he had,
He has photographic memory.
fetal,
Yeah.
He
fetal.
remembered what it was like being in the womb. That's why he's like singing that song. And then she's like, Ray,
Yeah, beautiful.
where did you learn that song? And he goes, Mother, why did you give birth to me?
Yeah. And then little Phil comes up, and when Mom gets back to little Phil, she crouches down and she's like, they made it, Phil.
Mhm.
They made it.
It feels like,
Yeah. Phil's like, what are you talking about?
You know about the thing?
okay, she didn't tell me that you would know. That makes it a lot harder for me.
And I did not mention that this might be happening.
Oh, boy.
And then, the final scene is Phil just going, oh, boy.
Oh boy, when am I getting to the Neverland?
And at that moment, Phil knew he fucked
He
up.
fucked up.
They told you.
Yeah.
I would have gone with them if I would have fucking. Well, what was the point of these
Yeah, and
things?
then the
So
Curb Your
funny.
Enthusiasm theme song
Yeah.
plays. And then it ends. And that's the end of season 1.
Yeah, very wild turn.
Yeah, I liked it though.
Yeah, no,
liked
that
it.
was insane. I was like, fuck. The horror on her face. It came full circle for her at that moment. She was like, because it would have been so much easier, obviously, if, like, who had that idea? It's like, okay, to really fuck with Isabel, let's assign her actual kid to her
Oh,
farm.
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's the demons. They're like, dude, what's the... I know she's like our top here. What if?
Okay.
What if after 5 years...
Yeah. Hey, you know how we usually like make other kids, like them take care of other kids that aren't theirs?
Yes,
Like,
they're not like
what if one of them
bonded?
was actually hers?
Wouldn't that be fucking insane?
You are crazy, Beelzebub.
Yeah. You know what? Leviathan, I think we're on to something.
Imagine the look on her face when we send the hat over, and it's like,
And then she has to see her biological son in the
hat, the
little
little
hat.
goth, the little. I already see him, dude. He is such an emo. He's so emo.
Hey, Beelzebub, get me another one. We're having a good time over here.
Yeah.
Get
We're
another
gonna-
one. Get another round.
We're gonna pull one into
Get
Another
another round.
round.
Get another
Another
round.
round of kids for the table.
That we
Another round of
eat.
kids for
We're
the-
having a
yeah,
good
that we
night.
eat.
We're having a
Yeah.
good night. A lot of good ideas over here.
Yeah,
A lot of good ones.
Another round of brains. Yeah, make them those juicy ones.
That kid was emo from birth because he remembers everything.
Yeah.
We're gonna pretend like we don't know.
Yeah. It was a cool reveal. though.
it coming.
Yeah, they'll never see it coming. It was a great reveal. It was a cool
Demon
reveal.
jackass.
Yeah.
Yeah, demon jackass. Sure, demon punked. I would say
Demon
more than
punked, okay,
jackass.
yeah.
You just got punked. Ashton Kutcher comes out.
The
Emma's
demon,
like, what?
The main demon's like, you just got punked. He's like, and then Isabella at the very end, she's like, where's Ashton at the very end?
They ate him.
And they ate Ashton Kutcher. Yeah,
Before he was Ashton Kutcher, he
Yeah.
was a child.
yeah,
And we eat. You know we eat children.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're making this. You're really taking away the steam from this, Isabella.
Yeah, Isabella, get it together.
You're gonna
dude.
watch your own
Get-
child
Yeah,
get
damn
fed
it.
to the farm that you remember when you saw the wall and you're like, fuck, we love that. We make the walls just
We
high enough for you
love
to
that.
like be
Yeah.
able to climb it. The kids see it, they go, oh man.
Yeah, it's like the Truman Show for us, but we also get to eat you.
Yeah.
You know?
It's good.
It's like
Yeah.
you eat popcorn at a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine if that popcorn had dreams and was wearing a little hat. Yeah.
God damn, I love those hats.
Yeah, I love
Have
those hats.
little dreams. Oh my god.
Well, I mean, that's where chapters 1 through 37 of the manga, that's where the anime concludes, and that's
Wow.
1 through 37, and there's more, obviously, lots more that happens after. Tomorrow is when season 2 premieres and comes out, and we're going to try to do a reaction to the first episode. Hopefully that
Not
goes
get
well.
copyrighted.
Not get copyrighted, and hopefully that goes up, and we don't have any problems with that. And I'm excited. I do think having read beyond, obviously, the first arc of the manga and the season 1 of the anime, I do think that season 2 can be done 2 different ways. I think it can also be 12 episodes and cover 1 arc, or it can be 24 episodes and be in a part 1 and part 2, because these next 2 arcs, although they're clearly defined and separate, they can be woven together like really seamlessly. And so I think there's going to be, I think we're going to get to find out, I'm just going to say the word, what it's called. I think we're going to get to find out what the word Goldie Pond means and what that place is.
Goldie Hawn,
Goldie Pond.
the actress.
Goldie Pond.
What do you
That's what I think we're going to find out in season 2. What
was that in the story? Did
It's-
someone say that?
No, you don't know about it yet because
No, we don't know about it yet, but I'm just telling you
We're gonna find out what a word we haven't heard yet means.
that's a subtle cue for the people who've read the manga
Yeah.
to know. The people who read the manga will get it.
Yeah,
and go,
you don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, why don't you stop thinking about yourself and think about the people who've read the manga, Cody? It's not all
How about
you.
you start thinking about the people that only watch season 1 of the manga and stop jumping to the ending of character arcs?
He's not okay.
I just gave a little clue. I just gave a little Minerva. I gave a little Minerva for the manga readers.
You're getting on my Minerva as well.
So you don't think that they would maybe want to stretch this out and just have like one more season and then the next,
No, the
thing
story's
would
gonna completely change. Without obviously, I'm not gonna give plot details away, but the story's gonna completely change.
Obviously.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop
definitely
them
not
casually.
a thing you consistently do.
I don't consistently do it, but when I do it, I do it well. I think what they're gonna do is there's gonna be one specific arc. But I don't know, dude. I wonder if it's gonna, since it's successful, or since season 1 was so successful, if they're gonna do 24 episodes.
Yeah.
But it's definitely gonna. This season 2 is definitely gonna cover what happens, obviously, immediately after they get out of the wall, and what is out there, and how they deal with that, and who they lose, and how they lose or how they win.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just saying, if you've only seen only read the manga, and you're wondering where this story can go, or if it stays consistently good, it gets to me even better. It gets better and better and better and better and better. You start learning more about the world. You start like seeing new things and meeting new. I don't want to even call them people, but it's something that obviously we enjoyed all of season 1 of, and all of the first the first 37 chapters of. But from someone who's read beyond that, if you're in for a treat. And if you want to read ahead, I highly recommend reading ahead too, because it's an amazing read. I'm excited to see it too, though.
I know. I was like, I want to keep reading, because at the end of volume 5, which is at 37, and then it goes 38, 39, and then I think it goes to 43.
Yeah.
And I read up until that because I had it physically, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
It changes. Like, I love the
changes.
change of pace, and it makes everything just more exciting.
Yeah. Like I said, it completely changes, and it's fantastic. I'm so excited. I think the anime was animated beautifully. The music was done extremely well. I think if they handle it at all like they handled the first 37 chapters, that season 2 is going to be amazing and
Yeah.
be just as well received as the first season was. Yeah.
I think so too.
I want to just consult this notebook, Megan's notes here real quick. You wrote main hose above the demon figure that you should.
It was like an umbrella of main hose, demon, sister Krone, mama. Like, these are the main hose, and then I did a little tribute to Connie, and I said R.I.P. And then I just wrote like the main orphans.
That you cared enough to write who Toma was at all is.
Well, they're kind of like important.
Yeah.
It's Toma, because Toma and Lanian are like a pair, and then you have Anna, which is the braid girl, and then Nat. I don't really know him well, but he had like red hair, and they're like the main older kids.
You wrote a note. Do they say what year this story takes place in the anime?
They hint at it, but they don't know exactly. Okay. But they know they get a
Did I just read a spoiler in your notes?
Wait, I thought that they
They don't nail it down, but they get like it has to be within a 5-year period or 10-year period that it's in.
They say it in the chapter like 38.
Yeah, that they have an idea of.
Yeah, this is this year, this date, blank.
Because they can start to see, because they get more clues from the outside world, which also, that's why we're going to end this episode here, because I don't want to give more away, but I do want to let you know what our plans are for the rest of this series is. We want to continue to do these episodes, so we're planning on doing a volume, what we call a volume done, which means we will review the series in its entirety, since The Promised Neverland is, at least the manga, is going to be wrapping up or has wrapped up. And we want to cover the entirety of the manga. And so this is just a recap to prepare you for season 2, to get you excited for season 2. But later on this month, we do want to also cover beyond season 2 and past that, similar to what we did in our Chainsaw Man videos. So
yes,
if you guys are curious and want to see us, kind of walk through and review the entire manga series, let us know in the comments down below. It's something we're planning on doing anyway, but if enough people really do want to see that, then I'm sure it'll solidify that for us as something that we're definitely gonna do.
And we have fun doing it.
Yeah, hell
obviously
yeah.
we like talking about like full series reviews and volume dones or something that we want to move forward with in the future. So
The problem is it just becomes too long. And that's like because if we were gonna just talk about like here's the thing about doing volume 1 is it gives us like a good enough idea of what the series is, and it's short enough and concise enough that we can talk about it in an hour and a half episode. But the volume dones, we split them up into multiple parts just so they're more consumable. But if people enjoy those more than the volume 1s, then we'll start to do more of them. So the only way we're gonna know is if you let us know in the comments down below.
It's just we can talk about one volume for an hour and a half.
Exactly.
So bring in a single more volume in there.
Yeah.
It changes a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
We're just so good at talking about it.
We just can't shut up about anime and manga, which we all love.
A new volume every week.
Yeah. But that's going to do it for this part. Like I said, we're going to do a reaction video. We're going to do a part 2 and a part 3. And thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys are as excited as we are for season 2. It's going to get crazy. Buckle up, because I'm excited to see Cody and Megan's reaction to what's about to happen and to hear your reactions as it's happening. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to kind of see the reaction video and everything else we put out tied to this series. And I think that's it for this episode. All we have left to do is get out of here on our outro that's always the same and never changes, which today I believe is...
We've finally been adopted, and we're leaving now.
Terrible.
Something like that.
Something about like little hats?
Mommy, look at my hat.
I mean, it's not terrible. Megan's
I don't want
pretty
to
good.
chant that.
Megan's pretty good at like getting like the spirit of it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Demon, more like Eaton. Fuck. Sorry, I thought that would be better.
Come on, Cody. Use your head. Don't start flipping through mangas, dude.
It's relevant. What do you mean manga? There's a manga we just...
The Promised Never.
Oh,
we'll see you at the Promised Neverland.
Okay, and
Living La Vida Loca.
Yeah, why are you flipping through 5, dude? Living the Vida Loca.
Like Vida, like
I
the
want
flower.
to live so much after our boy Norman.
No.
We could say R.I.P. Norman.
Solid. It's solid. It's solid. It's solid.
Or we could say
Embrace death.
No, Cody, we're not gonna say embrace death. Come on, this is taking us longer than it's taken us before.
I know. I think we should just...
It's useless. I can't do anything.
Okay, we're going to say rest in peace, Norman.
Yeah.
How about that?
Fine.
How about that?
Checkmate.
We're not going to say checkmate. But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Make sure to, subscribe, and you can go to our website, volume1podcast.com, or the Patreon, patreon.com/volume1pod, and you can find all the links to our social media and everything. Thank you for riding with us. Thank you for fucking with us. And until next time, R.I.P. Norman. Rest in peace, you fucking beautiful.
Goodbye, my cute children.